Today we are going to be building the Star Destroyer again, but I fixed the title this time because last time I had it in the title. I had the number for the UCS Star Destroyer. We're not building the UCS set yet, though at 10k subs we will be building the first UCS set to feature on this channel, which is Jango Fett Slave 1. I've done something different for today's stream. A few of you have been requesting that I have another camera on the desk, so this should work straight away. Let's give it a go. We do have a desk cam, but I'll be honest, the webcam quality is not great. The lighting is what gets it. So hopefully we can fix that up. And also on shorts. Oh, it's resized it on shorts after reconnecting. All right, well, that's something that I will have to size up. But first off, we'll get a few of you in this stream. Hello there, Noah. Welcome back. So far, this is what we've got with the Star Destroyer. We've done quite a bit of it. We discovered last time, I think there might be an ingot or something missing on there. I'll have to check that with the instructions. But we discovered last time that there is a little flick fire missile that's going in there. 2 of them, maybe even all. 1, 2, 3, 4. We get 4 in this set. So maybe we can fit all 4 back here, which is a lot safer than using those flickfire missile bricks that we have in this set. But that does require the instructions, so let's get those up. Won't be playing Repo or Fortnite today. We did play Repo yesterday, so if you missed out on that and would like to see some games, you can definitely tune into that after the stream. I know you were there, Noah, but for anyone else. And Fortnite, there is an update. Star Destroyer bombardments have finally come to Fortnite. Why does it feel like we've been waiting forever for that? We waited 2 weeks for the first update. This has been, all right, page 124. Yes, page 124 we got to, which is just over a third way. Perfect. Oh, no, 125 technically. This is bag 6, and it's on its side. Let's sort that out. We can't be doing instructions sideways. They're hard enough to do straight on half the time. Let's back to 90. 1, 2, 4, did we say? Yeah, 1, 2, 4. Right, we've got that ready. Make sure that I can see chat. And let's make sure I can see you in chat, but let's make sure both of these streams are working right way round. Always best to do, isn't it, before we continue? All right, we got check on 1 and check on 2. Nice. Vertical seems to be vertical. Hello there. Oh, I tell you what, I'm not seeing the vertical stream chat. Oh, we can't be having that. I'll pop it out. I'll pop it out as its own thing. That'll be all right. But it's perfect timing on the Fortnite update for the Star Destroyer bombardment, given that we're building the Lego one. That ain't half bad. There we go. Hello there, Moonshoes. Hello there, Kalpana. All right. And bag number 6. I guess we just get started right into it, don't we? So let's see if we can fix up this desk cam before we continue, because it's looking a bit funky on shorts. Why can't I edit it on shorts? Let's get the brightness as well up on here. Maybe the light's too bright. No, that's not the one. We'll play around with this and we'll figure it out, won't we, as we go through. Right, it's oh, let me resize it. Come on. Oh, the arrow is so small. No, it keeps clicking the wrong one. Hey, there we go, we've got it. All right, we need to shrink it down a little bit. If you're not watching the short stream, you'll have no idea what's going on, but there we go. We can see the desk. It's better than seeing 2 of me's, and I'm not sure if this will be a permanent feature. I'm not liking the fact that the webcam is, just to prove this is, my stream. Hello there. The webcam is mounted to the top. There should be a way, shouldn't there? You'd think of manually switching up. Oh, the brightness. You mean like this? Did that do anything? The brightness went up, but did it? What number are we going with? No, that's doing nothing. What about if we up this? Come on. It's so hard to get. Oh, maybe we can change the number. No? Maybe we can't change the number. Wait, oh. No, maybe we can't. All right. Brightness isn't doing much. Fair enough. Fair enough. At least you can see which pieces are being built. This is going to be quite nice for mocks, I assume, because we're then going to be able to, well, you'll be able to see which actual pieces are being used. I would like to sort out that brightness because it's so bright. Whoa! What happened there? That's more like it. Yes, do that again. Maybe that's the... No, it's just reset. Oh, it's lowered. All right. Do I have to save this? That's looking better. Let's get the Star Destroyer out of the way. So far, we've got 3 minifigures. The 3 figures are Darth Vader. Not in this order. We got the grey uniformed Imperial and the black uniformed Imperial. So I'm gonna put those where you can see it on the screen. Let's bring all these pieces in. And if you would like to follow along, I know some of you are building the Star Destroyer, then we will be starting off now with bag number 6. These seem to be the panels. I assume they're the panels for the side bits here. That's what they seem to be. Is there any way I can shorten this to get the whole page in? Yeah. All right, 2 by 6s. I've got to remember where these all are now. This is honestly what my desk has looked like for the past 48 hours since we last played the stream. So I'm excited to get this cleared. We will not be doubling up any steps. After the whole kerfuffle last time and how complicated that made things, we won't be doubling that. We'll be following the instructions as they say and, you know, taking our time with it. Going nice and slow. You can see, maybe you can find the pieces before. I should call out, like this grey grill. That was easy, but I should call out the pieces I'm looking for. 3 by 6, again, another easy piece. So it's a little challenge, see if you can find it beforehand. Star Destroyer or the Death Star. I'm excited for the new UCS Death Star. I do like the idea of building it, you know, piece by piece and seeing how far we can go. With the parts in my collection, I don't have enough to build the entire Death Star, but to give it a go, come on, we've got to. Eventually building that in the 1/6 scale. We were so close. Hello there, Luffy. Welcome. Yeah, it's... I'll tell you what, there are some good scenes that go on in a Star Destroyer, aren't there? You've got the end of Revenge of the Sith. That is one of the best... I mean, Revenge of the Sith is full of the best scenes. It's like a completion of the best scenes from the director's cut. Looking for a 1x2 clip. If anyone can spot that first. There's so many... I still don't see what these are. So this is the element that I was talking about. The 1x2 with that Technic clip on it. This is the element that we've got like 16 of them in this set. And there's no clips to connect to them. Absolutely nothing. But we've got the end of Revenge of the Sith. Oh, here we go. We've then got Rogue One. You know, it's showing up. And Tarkin... Well, or Rogue One, Tarkin being in the cockpit. And then the bounty hunter scenes. We've got... Do we have any in A New Hope? I don't think we really see any Star... We see the Star Destroyer straight away. But I don't think they show us much more than that. I can't remember if there's any more Star Destroyer in A New Hope. Where is this clipping? Clipping down here. Oh wow, we're not building the sides. I thought this was going to clip just down there and fill it in. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back is like, or is that Star Destroyer or is that Super Star Destroyer though? Because that might be a Super Star Destroyer. This is what we're building instead. We're building the start of the bridge. So you can kind of see we're going to do the same on the other side And I'm surprised it hasn't got us to ×2 it and do it on top there as well. That would be nice. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? All right, let's sort it out. Star Destroyer back aside for another side build, which I'm assuming is going to be the opposite, but I'm honestly not sure. Another grill, another 2x2. Should remember where these are. I've just had them. And these plates are on the edge. You can see now. You can see the desk. These plates are on the edge. That's not safe. I'm going to knock one off for sure. Oh, thank you, Tom, for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. The 80s. Oh, the 80s are full of some really good movies, aren't they? Have the same bridge, the two destroyers? I think so. I think so. The Super Star Destroyer doesn't actually have the bridge. You know, externally they're very different. Externally, the normal Star Destroyer has the bridge coming out. The Super Star Destroyer's flat, isn't it? But on the inside, I assume it's the Super Star Destroyer that Vader's on. That's what we're led to believe. And the bridge looks like the regular Star Destroyer. So, I'm like, yeah, because then isn't it the Super Star Destroyer in the next one that gets an A-Wing crashed into it? Or is that just a regular Star Destroyer? I'm pretty sure the bridges are the same. Because I don't think Vader would be meeting with bounty hunters on just any old Star Destroyer. It'd be the Super Star Destroyer, the big Star Destroyer. Oh no, no, I tell you what, it is the little Star Destroyer. Because the bounty hunter ships then fly off, Boba stays behind, and that's where the Falcon hides on the back. So the iconic Empire Strikes Back Star Destroyer is a regular Star Destroyer. It's not even the Super Star Destroyer. Well, I'm happy we figured that out, because I'd be questioning that all stream. So what's the Super Star Destroyer used for? If that isn't the bounty hunter one. That's really confused us now. Will confuse me. Alright, there we go. Don't like this clip connection. That one didn't feel too secure. Star Wars or Lego? Or could I? So I'm going to have to put it. I could never watch Star Wars again or never build Lego. And I think if I couldn't build Lego, there'd be an alternative. Sorry, Lego. Lego's amazing. Lego is next to none. But I think it'd be interesting if I was just, you know, carving wooden Ewoks and stuff like that on the channel. If I couldn't build Lego, it'd definitely be Star Wars. I'm going to have to pick Star Wars over Lego. Tough choice, but I'm happy with my choice. Wooden carvings. They don't sell those like Lego. Maybe they should. Maybe we should have some like wooden blocks. Go back to proper Lego, you know? Back to Lego's old days. Get some wooden blocks and build Star Destroyers out of those. Bigger pieces, and therefore fewer pieces, or bigger sets, bigger builds. UCS sets now are made out of wood instead of plastic. Not sure I like that idea. But I'd be intrigued to see. Lego have made coffee tables, not coffee tables, coffee table books. They're into Book Nooks at the minute. Book Nooks is the new dioramas, if you haven't heard. I'm waiting for the Star Wars Book Nook. Got some good ideas at what Lego could do for that. What are we looking for? 1 by these. 1 by 2 with the bars. And again, only building one of these, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have to come back. Oh, I tell you what I forgot. I forgot about the channel members. Few updates to the channel members today. Let me show you. Because not only do we have a brand new member, I can show it off properly now. Welcome, JJ, to the members board. I play video games. One of the 2 people we play Repo with. And there you go. There's George just at the top. I don't favour members, but you know, if you want to become a member, maybe there's more chance of coming in our Fortnite lobbies. I don't know if that works, but I've also switched up the members tiles. Crafty, you can see your old members tile here, purple and black. It wasn't cutting it on camera. It does look quite nice in person, so I have kept the other one around, but I've switched up to purple and white. And I think before we go back to Lego, we might go over to like navy. I have quite a nice dark blue. It's like Lego's Dark Blue. It's so close to Lego's Dark Blue. And I might go over to that as well. But there we go, brand new member. Just need to print that little filler in orange. Instead of building, you could 3D print it. True. I'd have to design it from the ground up and 3D print. Instead of building Lego, I'd build it on Studio, export it into 3D printing software, and then 3D print it from there. That's a cheap way. I tell you what, if I was ever displaying every single Lego set, anything like that, I probably would go back, 3D print them all, and I could just hang them up, couldn't I? I wouldn't need shelves. They'd be so light. The brand new purple is a flexible material. So there you go. You can see the Lego tile. This is Crafty's old members tile with the name printed on top in black. And look at the flex this element has. This has got me thinking about what other pieces Lego could do this for. You're looking at the rounded off 4x4 windows, something like that, for instance. You could get a tile round that, and just so many different pieces you could build with it. How much is the cheapest 3D printer? So this 3D printer costs a lot less than my other one and is a lot easier to work with. Bambu, Bambu Lab, you want to sponsor me? I will happily. There is space for a second printer. There is space for a larger printer, maybe the AMS system as well. I'd love to try that out, but this is Bambu Studio. No affiliation to the channel. Oh, this was a Black Friday buy. So this was probably like 100 and low hundreds, Great British pounds as well. Low hundreds in the pounds, mid hundreds in the dollars, and probably 200 now in the dollars, and mid hundreds in the euros. For those of you using pounds, dollars, and euros, and if not, I'm going to assume you'd probably be able to work it out. But yeah, there's the brand new member. If you would like to support the channel, 99p or $2.99 for a few extra perks, and you also get access to tomorrow's video 24 hours earlier. Yes, the video is going out tomorrow, so those of you that can wait, feel free. But if you can't, then Swiss francs. I'll tell you what, let me see if I can find the link. They must have every currency, mustn't they? All right, the printer that I've got, the name of it is the A1 Mini. Yeah, it does everything I need for Lego. All right, we don't want the UK store. They have an Asia store. I feel like that's a bit broad. USA, Europe, Australia, Canada, Japan, and Korea. So, they only give it in euros. I assume that must be calculated then at checkout. They always have a sale on. It seems right now you can buy filament for a little cheaper, but I don't buy Bambu Lab filament. I haven't tried it out. There's meant to be a quick printing one, which sounds quite nice, but usually quick printing you can do that with any cheap filament, Go on Amazon. There's a few good brands. The filament I've got in at the minute is Elegoo filament for my Elegoo building techniques. But yeah, I found them to be quite nice. Elegoo, good quality filament. I guess there's just probably more of a risk of like getting a bad batch, which whilst you want more bad batch in Star Wars, a bad batch when you're 3D printing something isn't the best. I haven't had any problems though. Not yet. I'll let you know if I do. 3D printing is, well, you've seen with Grogu's head recently. Painting Grogu's head. Printing and painting Grogu's head for my upscaled project, which is just here in the shadows of the room. Maybe we should get some LED lights for back there. Or better yet, maybe if I turn down this light and it wasn't so bright, you'd be able to see a bit more. Oh, there we go. Kind of worked. Kind of didn't. Is anyone planning on picking up anything June 1st? I've heard a few. I think George is wanting to pick up the Ninjago Dragon. It looks so cool, but I'm honestly impressed with the Creator one. I am. That was tempting. That's an old set now though, so we don't want to know about that. Literally built this in the mirror. There we go. And that's these two back bits just here with the stud on the bottom side. I feel like that's easy enough, that one change, that they could get us to ×2 of the panels and then also have the holes in the middle. Could you make some mock clone minifigs with your... Yes. So I tell you what, I've got something to show you, because that gift with purchase that Lego come out with had the Red Troopers in. Oh no, where's my Red Trooper? All right, I can't show you that one, but I can show you a few others. I've 3D printed a fair few clones. I tend to stick to ones that Lego haven't made. Don't want Lego coming for me and trying to stop me printing. Which one? Let's go with you. So the ARC 170 at the start of the year come with a few pilots. We all know about the ARC 170, right? Here is my pilot. Not the best quality to show you. I did show this off in a video as well earlier, so you'll get to see this if you scroll back far enough. But I 3D printed, and look at that. So the 3D printing is the base of the figures, you know, the blue, the white, that can be 3D printed. If you have the AMS system, you can print up to 4 colors. Haven't seen anyone commercially print with more than 4 colors, not for, you know, a home printer, and I suppose there's not much more you'd need, because if you need more than that, you just do it as parts and assemble it elsewhere. I think the most colors on something like this, excluding the torso print, is probably the helmet. You could probably triple mold that, but unlike Lego, I've had some dual molded arms and legs, side of the legs, side of the arm printing, and really gone all in with this minifigure. So it is fully Lego. The legs do move, the arms do move. The only thing that isn't the same as Lego is the hands and the arms. That connection's a little too tight. I haven't perfected it, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't tried to perfect it either, because most of the time the hands are either the same color or just like black, which I'm happy painting on, and they work with official Lego pieces. But my favorite clone trooper is a 3D printed clone trooper. We have this gingerbread clone trooper. You can see we've got the trooper helmet printing on it, but also some gingerbread legs and a torso. I want Lego to give us a gingerbread clone trooper, and I guess I wanted a Christmas B1 battle droid. We're getting a Christmassy one this year with the gold legs and also the red torso. It's the buildable one that they don't give you as an official minifigure, but I'm sure Bricklink will have it up because you get all the parts supplied. Thank you. Yeah, we've got a few different 3D printed Lego bricks as well. We've attempted a few things over the years, most recently that members tile to bring it back out. This is a 1x7 tile. I don't think it's 1x6. Yeah, a 1x7 tile that is Lego compatible. So this does slot in. You can see all of the other tiles on the members board. They are being held up quite easily. They are sort of on the wall. They're held up vertically, so they're defying gravity. It's that good a connection. And because it's a flexi material, we can bend this, you know, pretty much. I don't want to bend it too far and break this, but we can bend it. It's got some really good flex in it. So if you are into something like that, I'd say the only thing is a 3D printer isn't expensive to run. You know, per print, we're looking at a couple of pence. And as far as the energy it uses, if you're not printing all the time, you know, you probably won't really notice it compared to some of the other devices you've got running. If you have enough of these, yes, it will chew up and spit out a very nasty energy bill. But one of them on for a few hours a day doesn't seem to add up to much more than that. Let me just double check that we've still got this going. Yes, there we are. Alrighty. What's the best thing I think I 3D printed? Well, I mean, like, I 3D printed that helmet. That was a cool one. Should you donate 500? I don't think you could take that. We're Lego fans here. Let's be real. None of us have 500 laying around to donate. But thank you. The thought is very nice. Yes, a full 3D printed set. I 3D printed most of the bricks for a while back when YouTube was, I mean, YouTube is still doing their user spotlights, which I'm quite happy with, because there's so many different niches that I would never have seen on YouTube if YouTube hadn't spotlighted them. So that is nice. But they did a Lego one a while back and sent a few creators, minifigure Jez. got a play button built out of not Lego bricks, but it was an alternate brands bricks, all in red. And we built that. That was mostly 3D printed. And that held together nice and well. It did, yeah, off screen. I think I dropped it at one point, and all the bricks, if you drop a set that isn't Lego, even if it's not 3D printed, some of the, you know, cheaper knockoff bricks, it's gonna just split. It basically exploded on my desk. So yeah, that was fun to piece together every time I wanted a clip of it. Did a short as well, and yeah, it broke apart quite a few times in that short, but it was worth it. It was very much worth it. I had a lot of fun printing that, because I just load up the printer with like, I mean, there's so many slopes in that. And I'd load up the printer with like 16 of the same slope, run it, and then I'd need 16 of like a 1x4 brick there were lots of, and you get the idea. A lot of the same bricks, a lot of repetition, but well worth it in the end. I've also seen, I saw someone 3D print a resin printer, I think it was, but like FDM print a resin printer. They're the two types of 3D printing. I don't know long term how great that is. I'm sure there's some parts that weren't 3D printed. I didn't look too into it, but I thought that was quite cool, using one printer to get the other. Because resin printing, the resin is the most expensive part. A load of other channels that 3D print Lego go for a resin printer, but I just like how easy this is. Making it out of plastic as well, less fragile, lasts a bit longer, but nothing really competes or compares with an official Lego brick. Sometimes it has to be Lego. You got no option, especially if you want something that's nice and strong. I wouldn't recommend 3D printing it. Like a load bearing plate in a Lego building, like the Tudor modular or something. Imagine printing one of those plates. The whole thing would just collapse in on itself. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that for the UCS Death Star. 3D print it all. Although if it's all 3D printed, there must be, it's going to be lighter. It's going to be lighter than Lego bricks. Lego bricks are strong, but Lego bricks are also pretty heavy. So if you have 3D printed sections, that might be possible. I'm sure someone's doing it. The best competitor to Lego, Mattel. You know what? Mattel have any... Well, I think they're out in America. I forget now. They're coming out... The new Mattel cars are coming out September here in the UK. I think Lego are scared. I'm telling you, I would be... If I was Lego and I saw Mattel come out with what they came out with, I would be scared of Speed Champions. Not the brands. I think Lego don't need to be too scared because they get Fast and Furious. They get James Bond, you know. Mattel... Yeah, they could get a few of them, but I see them sticking to actual car makes. But for like the F1 collab and for future partnerships with different car brands, I don't think Lego's got it that long. Mattel has, for Speed Champions, for those of you that don't know, they're coming out with some Speed Champions. I'm hoping to pick at least one up at the end of the year so I can get hands on, you know, what they're like, and also let you know if they're worth picking up. But they're coming with metal hubcaps, they're coming with an actual die-cast car, and they're coming with, like, there's a few extra little bonuses. I think they come with spare hubcaps as well. Mattel's new Hot Wheels line of sets has smashed it. And there's some bigger ones as well. And better yet, right now to pick up a Lego Speed Champions, I think it's $22.99 in the UK. I'm pretty sure Mattel's cars, let me get the numbers up, but I'm pretty sure Mattel's cars are meant to be something like 20 quid. They're just cheaper. Bearing in mind, this is a plastic car with metal hubcaps, and I think there might be some sort of metal joint. Let's have a look. So here it is. If you are looking for them in the UK, I do recommend Smiths, and maybe across Europe they should have them in a Smiths as well. So we're looking at the 68 Camaro here, $21.99. All right, not $20.99, but it comes with 2 full sets of metal hubcaps. Hopefully these are somewhat compatible with Lego. I think that would be fun. We just whack these on our Lego builds, and a few exclusive pieces that, you know, you look at them and you think, doors. Why haven't Lego made a custom door element? They could reuse this on every Speed Champions. So why haven't Lego thought about that. Maybe they have. Maybe maybe doors weren't too important. They put a few doors on old City sets, but not Speed Champions. Hello there, Kalpana. And so this is Mattel's, $21.99, and then for Lego, let's just put Speed Champion. I don't want a specific branded one. We just get any of them up. The good thing with Lego is they're reduced quite often. So here's all the F1 cars, $22.99s. That's the thing. If Mattel or if someone else had Star Wars, or maybe not Star Wars. Star Wars is a Lego license. We've seen it recently with the Wigs. A lot of these cars are $22.99. So it's £1 cheaper. Mattel have gone £1 cheaper, cheeky buggers, just to be cheaper than Lego. I can't wait to see if there's any sales, because most Lego Speed Champions are 20 to 30% off. So if Mattel's on a sale, I might have to pick up the full line, honestly. Big fan of diecast as well. So we've seen with the wigs, we saw with the Anakin wig that I spoke about, and also like Kenobi's wig, Palpatine's hair, and certain other pieces, that when it comes to Lego, Lego's got the history. And Lego uses that. Lego uses the history to make sure, you know, it doesn't lose its Marvel, its Star Wars, its DC. I could see DC slipping away. I could see DC slipping away. How many Superman sets have we got? I don't know a single Superman set coming out, and that movie's a month and a bit away. About 5-6 weeks away. No DC sets for it. If that was a Batman movie, there'd be a million sets out, and they'd all have the same Batman and Joker figs. Oh, I'm sure they know what they're doing. They must be selling well enough. But I think with the wigs, people prefer the old one, the one that they're used to. So if another theme come out with Lego Star Wars, look at all the companies coming out with old Star Wars sets. I know whether or not it's illegal how they're getting away with it, it's immoral. They shouldn't be using Lego designs and not giving credit. But then if they give credit, you know, breaking the law, and they can no longer make those sets. So it's a tricky line to walk. But look at all those that aren't selling, and how expensive some of these knockoff brands are selling for, because they're not selling enough of them. I don't think anyone can really compete with Lego, because no one's got the numbers. No one's got the numbers to compete with Lego. The existing fan base, Lego wins straight away with that. So it'd be interesting to see Mattel, who have for a long time, was it Mattel that had the Pokemon sets? I think Lego just snatched it, and they might, oh no, was it Hasbro? Mega Bloks, Halo has some great sets. So Mega Bloks, is Mega Bloks owned by Mattel or Hasbro? Mega Bloks owner, Google saying, whether this is right or not, is owned by Mega Brands, which is a subsidiary of Mattel. So Mega Bloks did have Pokemon. Lego made sure to get Pokemon before Mattel entered the brick building stage. I mean, Mega hasn't done too well with it. So I could see the same happening and Mattel stealing DC from Lego. But Hasbro, Transformers, Pokemon, these are Hasbro themes, are they not? I'm pretty sure Hasbro owns Pokemon. See a few Hasbro toys out there. If Lego could secure a Transformers line, because Hasbro tried it with Creo. Creo was an alternate brick brand that was Hasbro's, and I don't think it was too bad. It was like if the Black Series and Marvel Legends had a brick building, because they were very much action figure-y minifigures. But I just think people that were into Hasbro weren't into brick building. That's all it was for Hasbro. Nothing wrong on Hasbro's side, because I had a few of those Creo sets, and that giant Bumblebee that could transform, and the Optimus Prime as well. They were cool. Not Lego cool. I think Lego did do a better job with it, but they were still pretty cool. So if Lego can secure a Transformers line, you know, they've done the big ones, give us Speed Champions. More affordable, 20 odd quid. That's around the price of the actual Transformers action figures. So people will be eating up the Speed Champions. And how many Transformers are there? It's like asking how many Pokemon. How many unnamed Star Wars characters are there that have been given a name in a Hasbro toy? There's all of them. All of the Transformers that have ever been made. which isn't a definitive answer, but it's as close as I'm going to get. And the potential, the literal unlimited potential of Transformers sets is massive. They just go until they stop selling. And when they stop selling, they go back to Optimus and Bumblebee and revisit a few, update them with the new bricks they've got. I think there is a giant gold mine in Speed Champions Transformers. I really do. And I'd love for Lego to pick up like that, like Transformers, some of those Hasbro, because for years it's been Lego versus Hasbro. There's no competition. Creo sucked. Compared to Lego, I loved Creo. I tell you what, there was, is it like Groundhog or something like that? It was like the Jeep Transformers. Shows how much I know of Transformers. But that Transformer, I love the Creo build for that. And the little action figures you got with every build. But it's not Lego. And it wasn't trying to be. It tried to be its own thing and it didn't work out. But now they've got Lego. Use my knowledge, I beg of you. You know, Hasbro is Anakin in this situation. And Lego is Palpatine. It really is. And then you've got Mattel coming in, which is Maul, with his Shadow Collective. And that Transformers. If Mattel secure Transformers, that would be a big blow to Lego. I don't think anyone's really securing it in the next year or so. I feel like Hasbro would rather see which each side can offer. But metal hubcaps, you know, some of the joints that Lego won't make for them, I think that would be pretty awesome. And I wouldn't mind seeing a Mattel Transformers set, but I wouldn't want it at the expense of Lego. I think Lego should secure it. Get a contract. Yeah. Someone of Lego's talent shouldn't be farming sets, that's for sure. Reusing them, they could improve them. Like Yoda's shuttle. Yoda's shuttle did come with R2. I've got R2 here. Yoda's shuttle did come with R2-D2 with a back printing, which was a nice minifigure to get. But why didn't we get a Darkside Yoda? Why didn't we get Darkside Yoda? Mr. Vader, yes, I remember you from the other day. Welcome back. Why didn't we get a Darkside Yoda with the shuttle? It was the perfect opportunity, and dare I say the only opportunity until they remake the set in 10 years. Darkside Yoda would have been an awesome minifigure to get. Pretty exclusive. If they do end up remaking the set, I doubt they'd include a second. It's the sort of character that only shows up once. And for people that already had the set, you know, growing up during the Clone Wars and right at the end, right at season 6, because that set come out like 2012, 2013, the perfect opportunity to please those sets. They already have the set. They grew up with the Clone Wars. They know that arc like the back of their hand. I think I know it better than the back of my hand. I wouldn't be able to draw this. And and yeah, it would give me a reason to buy the set. I didn't pick it up, but if it come with that minifigure, you can bet your bottom dollar I'd be picking it up almost day one. Oh, it's so creepy, isn't it? It is. Do I watch B-What? Oh, Britain's Got Talent. No, I don't. Haven't watched Britain's Got Talent, X Factor. None of those. I'll be watching Clone Wars again. Too busy to watch any of those. Shadow Yoda. That's a good name. Shadow Yoda. Yeah. Yeah, the stuff of nightmares. Yoda turned into the dark side. No, thank you. If we do get a what if, okay, if we get a what if, Shadow Yoda being the big bad would be fun. We are building the 2024 playset Star Destroyer. There you go. That looks a bit more like a Star Destroyer, doesn't it? That just looks like a Dorito. And we're working on the bridge at the minute. So there we go. That's what we've just built, the front of it. And the set does have a sticker that has the windows just along the front. But I'll be applying the stickers right at the end. I might get the stickers ready for Saturday so we can do those on stream. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very odd angle. And especially if you're in the short stream and you don't have a massive photo. Oh, wait. Is the short stream upside down? It is upside down, isn't it? Yeah, my hand should be on the left-hand side. All right, there you go. Now you can see it. Now it looks like a Star Destroyer. Let me show you again. There you go. Now it looks like a Star Destroyer. Unless like whatever this is. This just looks like a platform. If you were to stand this up, and this is the Endor platform. You've got the little lift and the little bridgeway at the bottom, and then a giant platform with a AT-ST head here that you've got to destroy. TIE Dorito from the right. Oh, the TIE daggers. I like the TIE daggers. I never picked up that set, but that's one of the first magazines I remember. And I was collecting magazines for quite a while. I wasn't collecting. I was missing out all the good ones. But I was buying the Lego Star Wars magazine by then. And I picked up the TIE Dagger one. I picked up 2 of it because there were some nice pieces in it. I think it's going to be a similar case to the TIE Defender. UK's getting TIE Defender this month, I think. No, next month in June. A couple of weeks' time. And I might have to pick that one up because that's got some really nice pieces. See you, Noah. Thanks for hanging. Actually, speaking of those pieces, it's the same elements. Of course, I can't find it. It's the same elements on Ahsoka Zeta. The 1x2s with the corner wedge cut out from them. But you get, I think you get something like 6 in that set, which, you know, 6 of them is quite a bit for Lego to be putting in a magazine poly bag of all things. They're not the cheapest. I tell you what, actually, there's a special edition. I think Poland, someone in Poland got the first look at a special edition magazine, and it's meant to come with Ahsoka Tano and cost like $7.50, something like that. Special editions are normally £7+ Usual magazines are about £5, $4.99 to $6.99, but special editions with 1 poly bag start at like $7.50. Normally a £7 magazine will have 2 poly bags, so I don't think Ahsoka's going to be too popular. But now we've had Ahsoka and Sabine in the magazine. Ahsoka and Sabine in the magazine. How long before Hyang or Marok? I'd love to get Hyang in there. I didn't pick up the T6, but it's making those figures a bit more expensive to get. Might recolor your ATTE to 501st colors. Ooh, I might do mine to 327th after building the ATOP. ATOP? The AT all-terrain. The AT, no, is it the ATOP on Felucia? After building that one, I might rebuild the ATTE or go back and build one of the old ATTEs. Because I do want to build the one that gets the ATRT in the back. And see if I can work with like a mix of them both. Because the ATOT, there we go. I don't remember if that's what I said. I might have thrown another letter in there. But we've got some good ATTEs over the year. The AT-ACT. Is that ACT? The all-terrain. I feel like that's a turret. But I don't know why I feel like that's a turret. The AT-ACT. AT. Oh no, it's the cargo transport. CT. Cargo transport. I saw... was it like the Nerf? The AT-ACT, but the Nerf version that has the little Nerf blaster in the front. This would be a nice set. I didn't end up building this, did I, with my AT-AT? Alright, next time Lego gives us an AT-AT, we're building an AT-ACT. Because we've seen it, Rogue One and Andor. And I don't think anywhere else yet. Maybe a few of the games have had it. The UT-AT that's the tank, isn't it? The UT-AT. Testing my knowledge here. Yes, this is the Zillo Beast tank. Give us this and the Zillo Beast. It is, isn't it? Oh no. Oh yeah, it's the Ki-Adi-Mundi one, but it's the same one as the Zillo Beast, isn't it? Is that UT-AT? Nickname the Trident. I think so. But it's just coming up with a bunch of Lego mocks. Yes, okay. Confirmation, thank you. Yeah, the UT-AT. I think no matter what we get, I don't know if you saw my community post earlier today. I let me bring it up. If you haven't seen it, don't worry, I'll show you it on here. But where are we? All right, let's make sure the window is big enough because I have this quite small. And then here we go. Stretch this out. How can I? Oh, there you go, window, yes. We want me. And hopefully I'm not doxing myself. There we go. This clone trooper. So if you haven't been paying attention to the leaks, we got the top half of the helmet. I think today we got the pauldron. Let me bring it back up so I can point it out. Apologies everyone on shorts. Can I add this in? Oh yes, I can. I can add this in. We want this web page. Yeah, there we go. So you can both see it on shorts and this one. I just have to duck down for the shorts viewers. Let's shrink that. This is what I posted earlier on today, and it was kind of taking the mick, you know, kind of taking the mick out of the recent leaks. But the point of it was we got this top half of the head, as I think this was the first leak, the helmet. It was meant to be from replacement parts. If you remember back to Hera Syndulla in the Ghost, we confirmed that through the replacement parts. Yours truly, one of the first people that saw that, because I was in one of the Discords. It wasn't the Discord, but we were in a Discord that discussed it. I tell you what, this was early on. The Ghost was early on. Shout out to Hassan Malik. I think it might have been their Discord. I was in a load of Discords back in the day, but I think that was the one. We got Hera Syndulla's head, and we also got something else first, which was lovely getting that first. But that was back when leaks were quite common. So we got the top of the head, and then we got today this pauldron piece, and a few days ago we got the torso. I put together the legs. They are me, which is why I've put Master Moldy on the belt. Don't want anyone being confused that that's some official Lego leak. But yeah, I put together the jigsaw because we're getting not even pieces. It's not even pieces. All right, let's get rid of that. It's not even pieces we're getting over in the Lego leaks. It's parts, because we've got the Star Corps. No, that's the start. The Marine Corps helmet, which is meant to be dual molded. I think it's like a dark red, maybe a pinkish red helmet with a white base. So nice to see another dual molded helmet, but we've only got the white bit of the helmet. We haven't got the full thing. So it feels like we are being drip fed these little leaks, and I don't follow them. I don't follow them anymore, but it's funny that we're getting these odd little images of it. So I put together what I think the minifigure's going to look like, and Bly has a different torso, thankfully. But I think this torso is actually Bly. Is this Bly? No, this is not Bly. This is just the regular one. And then Bly's torso has the, I think it's some sort of brown markings. Yeah, Bly has some brown markings instead of yellow. So that's what I put together. Whacked a clone head in there, and that looks pretty cool if we do get it. But that's going to be the battle pack, and the rest of Ayla and Bly, which are no longer rumoured, in and out. I've seen so many shorts on Star Wars leaks. I make Lego Star Wars content, so I can't avoid it, but there's so many people talking about these leaks. One moment it's Ayla and Bly in the MTT, one moment it's the other one, and it's all over the place, isn't it? Where's the fun of speculating? What if we got a clone Jar Jar in the battle pack? We just had all Gungan heads. That'd be nuts. Yeah, what if they release an ACT? Well, Luffy, I think it would be a UCS set. I do, because they've already done the AT-AT, haven't they? And this is just an orange door to it. Maybe an orange cargo container to be more specific, and you do have the hole in it, so they have to add that extra feature. But that would make an awesome UCS set, because if you recolor it grey, you've then got the interior of the AT-AT to fill with troopers, so you can multi-layer it, but it's also removable. So I think UCS, yeah, UCS 8080, UCS 80 ACT, UCS 80TE, a UCS 80TE would be awesome. It would. I would have to eye up that, but they'd have to fill it with clones. I'm not sure. They'd probably release a battle pack. They'd give us exclusive Jedi, maybe like a Sandy, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Clone Wars Kenobi, Clone Wars Anakin, and Clone Wars Ahsoka for the Battle of Geonosis. You know, where Ki-Adi-Mundi commits the most war crimes in the Clone Wars by torching a semi-neutral people, slaves. The Geonosians were slaves to the Separatists, realistically. So yeah, that's crazy that he torched them with flamethrowers. No calm. Favorite color is green, which funnily enough, on my chat is what all your names are appearing up as. Coincidence? Maybe. I don't know if I manually set that, but I think it was purple yesterday. Hasn't the Republic have prototypes of AT-ATs in the Battle of Yavin? Let's have a look. So I would assume so, because I tell you where we also saw it. We saw the AT haulers. They were AT-ST haulers, and they were called AT something else. But we saw them in Mimban. Mimban that canonically Andor and Solo fought in. And I also think Luthen fought in Mimban as well. That adds up a little bit. But Luthen would have fought in the Clone Wars Mimban, and perhaps towards the end of that been one of the troops they bring in to replace. So yeah, there is the debut. It's the earliest we've seen it. The Battle of Jabim. Did I say Jabim? Jabin? Yeah, Jabim. And it's Phase 1 clone troopers as well, based on this comic. That's pretty cool to see. So the AT-AT actually goes back quite a long way, but I feel like it was, rather than the Empire that used it like an AT-TE because it was a bit cheaper to produce, I feel like it was used a bit better by the clones, if I'm honest. I think the clones would have used it properly. A UCS V-Wing would be cool, like A-Wing size. I want them to blow it out of proportions and make a giant V-Wing, rather than, you know, the AT-AT, the AT-AT. If we ever got an AT-TE, that would probably be figure scale. I think the gunship was a little bigger than figure scale, but that was just to get, you know, the size of the cockpits and all that right. I think the nose might have been thinner. I can't remember now. And the slave one, both slave ones are minifigure scale to a 145. So not quite a 130. I think a V-Wing and maybe the old A-Wing would be a 130 scale. A V-Wing would look awesome. A V-Wing, would they include that, it's like the TK clone trooper, the one between, like the clone phase 3 or the stormtrooper phase 1? Do you think they'd include that with the V-Wing? Because they'd have to throw in one exclusive minifigure, maybe an accurate pilot. So much bigger than fig scale. The gunship from 2013 was minifig scale. Oh, in saying that, yeah, the recent playsets gunship was like 2 studs off minifigure scale, wasn't it? So yeah, that might have been a stud bigger, a stud smaller than new one. But yes, you're right. So that is bigger. It must be a 130. Hello there, Jasper. Wonder if it is 130 scale to line up with the A-Wing, because it's only like double the size of the A-Wing. And the V-Wing ain't far off the A-Wing. Probably same length and half the width. Have the 2011 Imperial V-Wing. That's the one that comes with the exclusive tiles, isn't it? The dark red, I think it is. No, not the Ford Fiesta wing. Correct. I put in V-Wing. Oh no, this is the Imperial one. I'm thinking of the Clone Wars one. Oh, this is quite nice though. Yeah, imagine if we got another V-Wing. I think it probably would be a full grey V-Wing. For that. A playset Y-Wing. Well, we got the microfighter, and I think that rules out a playset. I mean, it doesn't really. We've got Kenobi's Delta, we've got Jedi Bob's Delta, and we've got Plo Koon's coming out in, what, 3 days? 3 days away from Plo Koon's Microfighter. So we've got 3 Deltas. We could very much have 2 Y-Wings, but it wouldn't be a Clone Wars one. It'd be a Rebellion one. I think the Clone Wars one would be nicer because it's got more parts to it. It feels fuller. But either way, easy modifications to make on both ends. As long as we've got the main body of it. Yeah, not a 150 Y-Wing and TIE Interceptor or Y-Wing and TIE Fighter kit. We want just a Y-Wing. 3 figs or more figs? Which figs would we get in a Y-Wing? I think a pilot and astromech, maybe 2 pilots, 2 astromechs. But because astromechs... Oh no, Y-Wing does have astromechs. Yeah, 2 pilots, 2 astromechs. That way we can get 2 exclusive helmets, 2 exclusive droids, back printing. If we do get a droid, back printing, we could actually, for 60 quid, we could get a pilot, a droid and 1 Mothma. How's that sound? The Rogue One Y-Wing. Oh, the Rogue One Y-Wing. I don't remember seeing this. No, I don't. 5 figs. 575172. It's almost how many figs it come with. Gold Leader, Astromech, and Akbar. Oh, okay, Akbar's a good shout because we did get the head with the Clone Trooper, the updated one. So that's quite nice. Have we all seen the Lord of the Rings Book Nook coming with the same wing elements that the gift with purchase has, which were the only exclusive pieces? Because I think the Rogue Torso also come with... Oh, it come with someone else. I think it was in Lord of the Rings. I think it was in Barad-dûr. Maybe it was like the mouth of Sauron. Yeah, Mon Mothma, Akbar. They're both shouts. I would like a Mon Mothma minifigure. The old Akbar still holds up. And same with this Y-Wing. We got Moroth. We got... the Mon Calamari from Rogue One. Raddus. Is it Raddus? Admiral Raddus? Admiral Raddus, Moroth, a Y-Wing pilot unnamed, a Rebel astromech unnamed, and a Stormtrooper. But this was probably more than 60 quid. Raddus, there we go. How much did this retail for? If anyone remembers, because at the minute it's going for upwards of 150 quid. Can't blame it. We've got a few other names. So, Wona Goban, portrayed by in the 22... Yeah, this is in Rogue One, Battle of Scarif. So we did get a named pilot. But the Y-Wing, I'm not sure who it is that's flying. Hello there, GUNSPR. Welcome, welcome. Blue, gold, Rogue One wave, the figures. I think and the way the movie has aged like fine cheese, because I don't drink wine. So it's aged like fine cheese. And yeah, it's done really, really well for itself, hasn't it? It's over time, it's not only accrued value, but it's really, really gone up in like sentiment for people. No problem. Building some custom stuff. Oh, nice. A mystery in there. See you in a minute. Rogue One wave cannot be beat. I don't think even across Clone Wars I can name a better wave of sets than the entirety. I mean, Rogue One was over probably 2 years, but I can't name a better Lego drop for Star Wars. With all the characters they managed to pump out, the only character in that movie that they missed, there's a few backgrounds, you know, we could have asked for. Saw's team would have been cool, having seen them in other things as well. That would be nice to see, some of the alien heads. But Rogue One only missing Galen Erso. That was it. They had everyone else other than Galen Erso. How did they do it? I don't know. They must have been keeping track of all the other characters. I guess Galen should have been a that. I tell you what, DJ being a special polybag minifigure for The Last Jedi, I'm surprised Galen wasn't the polybag minifigure for Rogue One, and they went with a Sand Trooper and didn't give us a battle pack. Krennic Shuttle's cool. Yeah, I did rebuild. I've still got to upload the instructions for that, but I did rebuild Krennic shuttle as a MIDI scale using the new Kylo Ren command shuttle, and that was a lot of fun to build. Right, let's get these balls on top. There we go. And it does sandwich it in a little bit. Take a look at that. We've got the balls on top and it's slowly sloping inwards. So this is it flat. Oh, that's not it flat. That was the one that I was worried about. I don't like this clip element. Might be a bit faulty, but it holds. And then there you go. That's it. Coming towards you. If you are on the Tantive, that is scary. That is very scary. TIE Reaper. What was the TIE that... Oh, it was the TIE Reaper that Lego made. Was it? No, it wasn't the Reaper, sorry. It was the Striker. It's popped up. Good old Google. So many mocks for a TIE Reaper. This would have been an awesome set. Someone's mocked one together with Krennic, 3 Death Troopers, Chirrut and Baze. That would have been a fun set. We already got Chirrut and Baze, but if we got, perhaps with the TIE Reaper, all right, we're looking at least 4 or 5 minifigures. TIE Reaper is the equivalent of the U-Wing, isn't it? So you'd want at least 2 Death Troopers. Maybe with that, because we've already got all the other minifigures, I know they'd whack in a few Rebels, realistically. But with a TIE Reaper, we could have got 2 Death Troopers. We could have got one of the Doctors working for Galen in that gear, and then Galen Erso as well. And maybe the TIE Reaper could have been a little smaller, you know, 2 minifigures sat in the front panel, 2 in the back, but like lengthways so they could shrink it down. So I think that could be quite fun. I'm not pitting you against each other. I refuse to answer that one. Fortnite update's so good, you can destroy the lobby. I cannot wait to play it. We'll be playing Fortnite tomorrow after you know, continuing with the Star Destroyer. We won't have finished it, I don't think, but you never know. Don't know what today holds. For an entire minute. I never got to control Godzilla when that update was here. I didn't really push for it much, because I was more keen on taking down Godzilla. That was easier than trying to be Godzilla, but we're gonna have to take out lobbies tomorrow. We are going to have to. It is demanded by the gods. It's like it's got a little throat on top of the Star Destroyer. There we go. A little, no, not an afro, like a baby fro. A little bit of spikes. Bag number 7. I think a minute's a bit overpowered. Hopefully they don't turn that down for tomorrow. That's the only thing with waiting. By tomorrow they could. It might not be as overpowered as it was today, but also the lobbies are a bit easier to do your challenges in. I find doing them day 1. I used to do that. Never again. So many people doing the same quest because you've all got the same weeklies. Makes fun for the little battle, and it's like that all week long, especially with Star Wars. There's not enough weeks in Star Wars for them to drag it out. Where's the big one? This one. Right, this must be one of, you know, the big panels up the side here. It's got to be. All this support. The Yavin 4 base or Hoth's Echo base. Ooh. Oh, Yavin 4's good. I like the temple on Yavin 4. Hoth is a series of caves. And we don't know the original Hoth. We've been led to believe. So I think canonically, Hoth originated with the Bad Batch. There was it was hinted. I think it was in Rebels or something. There's something about Hoth. It's not the snowy planet in the Bad Batch. It's another planet. Wait, hold on. No, this isn't canon. This is my theory. I made a video on this. I made a video saying about Echo then going with like Rex and doing something on Hoth, because there's a mission. There's a mission just after the war, early Empire, that the Empire had something on Hoth, and it lines up with something the clones say in like Rebels or something like that. This is my video. This is nowhere near canon. But yes, I would love to see the clones if we get a clone show, I'd love to see them on Hoth. Because it makes sense why it's quite a big place for the entire rebellion to move to. And how the Empire... I mean, they had probe droids everywhere, but why they knew to scan that sector. Yeah, that's my theory. That's not Star Wars. I can't take credit for that one. That's too long. We need the short one. That one. And it's in the right colour. Yeah, I'd have to go with Yavin 4 for that. Until Hoth has a bit more to give. Because Yavin's got quite nice backgrounds. I mean, we still don't know everything about Yavin, but we know enough. There's only so much Star Wars can tell us at the end of the day, and I think Yavin's been told enough. Let's move on around the galaxy, see what else the universe has to offer. Oh, universes with Peridia. Peridia being a complete new galaxy. I guess, same universe, different galaxy. We haven't multiversed in Star Wars yet. We're waiting for Thanos to arrive for that. Thanos or... There we go. Thanos or... Who can we pitch Thanos? Oh, it'd have to be someone like... It'd have to be like the Vader, the Emperor. It'd probably be Vader. Thanos or Vader. Who would you back? Rogue One made the Rebels look cool. Yeah. Unlike Ahsoka, the New Republic does nothing, but that's a good point for Ahsoka. I think I'm so happy that Ahsoka are doing that, because that's the reason the First Order was took control so easily, because the New Republic, even in Legends, you know, what would have been the New Republic, dependent on the story you follow, is so complacent. It's why the Republic lost to the Empire, and the Empire was able just to absorb it, and then they tried to... New Republic, they tried to do it again, and it didn't work. It didn't work the first time round. They got complacent, and then we had another order growing from kind of within the ranks. Feels like, hello there, Patrick. So that's why I like the sequels and how they were handled. It shows... The sequels show that complacency is just as bad as, you know, not doing anything, because you're still letting the evil build up. Unpopular opinion, I know that. I do like the fact that they went down that path and they decided to do that. Would I have done it a bit differently? Yes, I would have still, but the sequels handled that aspect well, and Ahsoka does the same. The fact that in Ahsoka, you know, the fact that Leia, who is one of the heads of the New Republic, was able to... Well, had to send 3PO just to get... Was it Hera out of a bad situation? Goes to show. I'm good, thank you, Patrick. How are you? Just had a very nice dinner before recording this stream. Meatball subs. Oh, some nice meatball subs as well. Good. Nice to see. How are our thoughts? Whilst I've got, you know, the dedicated live viewers, shout out to you guys watching, and not the comment sections of a short, how are we thinking about the sequels? How do we feel? Because I know it's not for everyone, and there are people that just get on with it. You know, sequels are what they are. Not for them, but they keep going. How are we feeling about the sequels? SpongeBob, Patrick and Squidward, nice. Yeah, the Republic, the New Republic, the first thing they tried to do was sign peace agreements. Spoilers for the Aftermath books up ahead. I will be talking about the Aftermath books. I love them for setting this up for the sequels. They come out in 2015, maybe even the run up to The Force Awakens, and I read them so quickly. That's the fastest I've read Star Wars books. Oh, who does the Aftermath books? It's written so well. If you can get a chance to read them, it's worth it. It's not Zorn who does Thrawn. It's the... Oh, it's... Might do. It's not James Luceno either. They're both awesome Star Wars writers. Anything they write, I'd happily read. And I can't remember who now.
What's this for?
This is the Aftermath trilogy. But in those books, the New Republic actually takes a load of the Imperial remnants prisoners and gets them up on stage. This is also during the period where, you know, the rebellion's finding out that Leia is the child of Darth Vader. Horrible time for Leia to be going through that, because Luke's off, you know, starting his temple, doing who knows what with who knows who knows where, and Han's running around with Chewie trying to free the rest of the Imperial slaves. The Empire didn't give up that easily, and you know, we'll get back to building in just a second. Let's delve down this rabbit hole. And then they get the Imperial remnants on stage, a few prisoners from one of their battles. Hello there, Ethan. Welcome.
Chuck.
Oh, Chuck Wendig. There you go. Given the first name, I knew the second. Chuck Wendig did awesome with the Aftermath books. And they, yeah, it's basically one big terror attack. They just charge her. I think it's Mon Mothma on stage. Charge at her with a knife, a concealed knife they'd brought on, kill a bunch of other people on stage in front of all these important New Republic people that are hoping they can bring peace. And they walked them right into the door, right onto the stage in front of everyone. So many important faces in that crowd. And, you know, I think there is a bomb that goes off as well. They'd hidden a bomb in like the lectern on stage. And they could have just ended the New Republic then. A few sacrifices from the Empire, which they were willing to do, could have wiped out the New Republic completely. And, you know, Mon was there, Leia was there. There was, I think, Antilles, Wedge Antilles, the best pilot besides like Luke in the Republic at that time. This is before Snap Wexley gets too old, and also before Poe Dameron is sort of welcomed him. And yeah, they could have just wiped out the New Republic. That's how complacent they were. They invited the Empire onto their stage for peace and risked a hell of a lot. Thankfully, a lot of them survived. I think Mon was on Chandrila, her homeworld, which was in the sector they blow up in The Force Awakens. But crazy, isn't it? After all the fighting in the original trilogy, okay, Ethan, Porkins is the best pilot. Maybe Wedge is the second best pilot. Maybe he's the best gunman, because he seems to be relegated to the turret of the Falcon in Rise of Skywalker. Definitely should have had his own X-Wing there. Maybe we wouldn't have seen him on screen if he did have an X-Wing. Who knows? Maybe the attack on Chandrila scarred him. At least he survived that, because that's also where he had his own academy. Wedge had his own academy, which is something. That's some achievement, isn't it? But yeah, it's crazy that the New Republic just welcomed him in and nearly ended it for everyone. Then the First Order would have had free reign. The First Order also is welcomed. Actually, I think the Final Order is welcomed. I can't remember what they call themselves. I'm pretty sure it's the Final Order in the Aftermath books, which is then what Palpatine goes on to lead. So ever since the First Order started plotting, we had this Final Order as well. And they were just hidden in the background. It goes to show, though, how much the First and Final Order did. It was all Empire, really. It was the remnants. It was just the biggest remnant. You had the son of Han and Leia, and you also had the Emperor themselves right at the end there. Trying to come back. Didn't work, thankfully, but almost, because of complacency. Just think, if it weren't for hotheads like Luke, like... who are we whacking in this bunch? Like Luke, like Han, like Rey. I'd add Leia sometimes as well. Leia did what needed to be done. She didn't wait for clearance most of the time. And she also helped sneak a few people away in the Aftermath books. But I won't spoil that much. We've spoiled enough of it. Go read them if you're interested. But yeah, some great books. Oh, I tell you what, Aftermath was the second book. The first book I read of Star Wars that I remember, that wasn't a kid's book, picture book, or a Lego encyclopedia, is James Luceno's Tarkin. That's a beautiful book, especially with the whole talk on Vader. Similar to the Thrawn books as well, actually. Timothy Zahn, James Luceno, Chuck Wendig. they're some of my favourite writers. I haven't gotten too familiar with most of the High Republic ones to have a favourite one of those, but I hear good things about those as well. Good things about all of them. Right, this isn't the one. Nope, this. Where did I put the 1x2s? Or did I use them all? Oh no, here they are. Oh wait, is that meant to be? The black ones are meant to be saved. Oh no. So the first order are the biggest Imperial remnants. I would class them as, yeah, you know, the rich and the richest, whatever happens to the other. Well, we've got Moff Gideon as a remnant. I think Thrawn's going to head his own remnant as well. Thrawn's definitely in the running to head a remnant. And then we've also got, what other big Imperials could we have? Because there's a few Legends characters they could bring in. And there's also a few, a lot of the nobodies of Star Wars, which have you with like Rey Skywalker. A lot of those nobodies do end up being somebody, and those somebodies can actually throw a punch or two and organize their own remnants. We could have someone that's a stormtrooper. As soon as the Emperor's dead, all right, well, I'm taking over this battalion now. This Star Destroyer is mine. You know, any local star systems, follow me or all for yourself. Imagine stormtroopers just start taking over everything. It's a bit like Rick the door technician in the Jedi games. One of the hardest bosses, that is. But yeah, we have so many Imperial remnants. We're not going to find them all. The only thing Disney can do is give us a few books that explore, you know, some of the rest of them that we still have. This panel's massive. It's getting very, very flimsy. I'm hoping there's a gap here for a joint, a gap here, and I'm assuming a gap here. So I'm hoping there's 3 points of connection. We should have enough. Does the Skywalker bloodline end with Cat Skywalker in Legends? I don't know. I don't know too much about Legends, honestly. I haven't followed through with much of it. But I don't think they continue it too much. Because it's a bit like in the movies, everyone ends up dying, don't they? Spoiler alert, if you've got Skywalker in your name, you're going to lose a limb, you're going to have a family member betray you and end up being some sort of Sith cultist, and you're also going to end up dying without, dying prematurely, dying quite young. Because even someone like Anakin, didn't Anakin die at like 50, 60? Luke died, what is it meant to be, like 30 years later, so about 50 years old. Leia about 50. Who else we got? Padme even earlier. I know Padme was a few years older than Anakin, like 5, 10 something. But yeah, even Han Solo as well. Han must have been like 60. and he's a Solo. He's kind of a Skywalker, but not by blood. Through marriage. And even he died early. It's a Skywalker's curse. Shmi probably didn't live that long. There's like 10 years between those movies. 130 ABY. Yeah, so that's quite after the Battle of Yavin. So that's a few generations, isn't it? It's a few generations, but not as many as you'd expect from the Skywalkers. The Chiss have better experience with their Skywalkers. And they're normally cast aside once they hit like 20 or something, innit? There's still Imperials. Oh yeah, in Legends, I suppose so. Imperial remnants, 130 years. I think it's one of those things that, you know, complacency at any point. The galaxy's always going to be rooting out this evil. It's a very realistic story in that sense. But also, having Imperial remnants, they can't have them too tightly connected. You know, was this Palpatine cloned himself, the clone run off, had a kid, and that's the great-great-great-great-grandchild then found out a link to the Empire and started to reboot it. Sometimes it gets a bit wacky, but A lot of the Imperial remnants are just people out for themselves. Moff Gideon, I think, did have a link to Palpatine. It makes sense that the Mandoverse will link into the sequels eventually, because I think that's what Disney's lining it up for. And the further and further we get along, the less and less is stated, obviously. More and more of it is clouded in the shadows, but I think ultimately it's going to lead up to the sequels, and perhaps we'll get a bigger fight. Luke's off on an island. They don't know how to contact Luke. This is a hot point for Leia. I haven't read through Bloodline, but Bloodline explores the fact that the galaxy is less accepting of her when they find out she's Vader's daughter. And we've also got, a lot of our other heroes are off journeying their own journeys. Like I said, Han and Chewie are off. So this could be a good point to bring in someone like Thrawn. No Skywalkers, so this is why it's not in the Skywalker saga, but we have Thrawn as the next big bad. I wonder if Thrawn was never really out for the Empire. He helped the Emperor as long as the Emperor was able to help him. And more importantly, his people, the Chiss. So I feel like Thrawn's just in it for the exploration. He doesn't want to bring back the Emperor, but perhaps the New Republic don't stop to ask questions this once and instead just charge at Thrawn with everything they've got. And there's just this big battle that wipes out a lot of the New Republic, leaving them a little vulnerable. Just a little bit for the First Order to take up. Maybe that's what it is. Thrawn finally gets vanquished to another galaxy, defeated for good, or what have you. And that's why the First Order then pop up when they do. I have a Darth Vader mug, same. I have a nice white one with a dark, drawing of Vader on it. It's really cool. Thank you, Patrick. My favourite 1999 set. Well, Donald, let's get these up because I can't remember which ones are. I think 1999 to 2001 is a massive blur. And I should have specified when I Googled this, Star Wars, because I've got thousands of sets that have come up. 345 that year. I feel like we're getting that many Star Wars sets this year. But we won 13 Star Wars. There was more service packs. 63 town sets. Star Wars is its second biggest theme, I think, this year. Oh, Duplo had 34. Oh, we also got Adventures got 14, Castle got 15, Classic got 16. Primo, which is the bigger, it's the Lego to Duplo is Duplo to Primo. That got 17. Anyway, 13 sets. Oh, okay, Lightsaber Duel. Lightsaber Duel's a good one. Starting right off with that. Luke's Land Speeder. That's worn down over time. The Vulture Droid, as they call it, Droid Fighter. That's a cool one. A mask mug. Is it the shape of Vader's mask? I think I have a Boba mask mug, and I'm too frightened to use it in case I break it. Naboo Swamp, I like the fact that the speeders can hover, that was smart. Speeder bikes, again, is a decent playset. I'd like more of these style of sets, the little ones, with the speeders, the trees, rather than just giving us like a 28p speeder to try and bulk out the parts. Oh, look at that, Anakin's Pod Racer, Snow Speeder, an X-Wing. I'm surprised how far the X-Wings come with all the new details and everything, the new attachments, and it still doesn't look too far from this. TIE Fighter and Y-Wing, that was a nice set. I'm happy Lego are pairing them up, but I would like a few more TIE variants from the games. TIE Fighter games and the X-Wing games. The Boo Fighter's a decent one. Sith Infiltrator's not that good. The Gungan Sub, I don't think the Gungan Sub looks too different to a modern day one. And Mos Espa Pod Race. I'm going to have to go with the Lightsaber Duel. 7101. You get your Qui-Gon Maul, Speeder Bike, and a Moisture Evaporator. Yeah, I do like this. This is a good one. Retailed for $6. $6. Crazy. We are building... There we go. Shorts can see it the right way this time. We are building the playset Star Destroyer from last year with Cal Kestis in honor of Fortnite's update today with the Orbital Bombardment. Do we get many more sets in the year 2000? 19. Oh, 2000 was good. We got the little minifigure packs. I quite like that. They were fun. Let's secure. This is the panel for the right side. No, the left side. This side. The Star Destroyer. Oh, wow. Do we think that's that? I would think that these would line up, but they don't. Maybe they don't line up. Maybe they go in the middle. Or... no, we'll find out. I'm pretty sure it's this side, though. So I'm wondering what goes on top there. Maybe this is underneath, isn't it? That's what this is going to be. Just one plate to hold them all in. One plate to rule them all and bind them. So we've got a gap here, no gap up here. So we must have one connection here, one connection there, and one connection at the back. Is it perfectly balanced like all things should be? It can be. You just have to figure out which spot that is. Nailed it. Look at that. So we've got one connector here. We've got two. Does this go in? It does go in. Three connectors there. How many connectors? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's go like this. There we go. Our 3 light blue spray connectors and a 3x3. Oh, this one just off to the side. There we go. Probably securing these down with more plates, I'd imagine. Yeah, just a few more. One there. What's the estimated build time for the Destroyer? So I think we've spent hours on it. Obviously, I'm interacting with chat. If you are watching something, I tend to build a lot quicker. I think it's probably about 6 hours. Let's have a look. Destroyer. Okay. 75394. 75394. Is that the one we're building? I think that's the one we're building. 2.5 hours. Is that the one we're building? Nah. Is this? Yeah, because 752 something is the UCS. 2.5 hours. I don't think I could build this in 2.5 hours. Is that what the Falcon should have took as well? Because that took us like 7+ hours. Will I ever build the Lego AT-M6? Is that the first order one? The AT-AT first order style? The Mega Caliber 6, yeah. Yeah, I'm down to build literally everything from Lego. One day I hope to be able to say I have built every single set on this channel. So if Lego have an AT-M6, which they do, oh, it looks snazzy. There doesn't seem to be an interior, so we could probably even motorize this. I would love to build it. Who's that? Oh, it's a Rebel Ray. Is that the version of Ray that I'm missing? It is, isn't it? Yes, I might have to look at getting this set. How much is this one? 210? 210? Oh, yeah, I will. But last year, but when it came out, it was probably like 90 quid. I will add it to my list. I think the other set, we've got the Force Awakens Falcon. I would like to rebuild at some point. I'm not, yeah, not fast on that anytime soon. So, do I prefer a slow, leisurely build experience or a fast one for the finished project? It depends on the set. I think it depends on the set, because we'll get back to Darth Jar Jar in a second as well. Yeah, it depends on the set. Something like this, I do like to build through it nice and slow. You know, our little tangents, talking about the sequels, talking about Jar Jar, talking about Geonosis and the Clone Wars earlier. I quite like that, because that has quite a fun build experience. I think for a battle pack, I usually like to get it over with. I'll be honest, for a battle pack, I'll whack up an episode of Clone Wars, build like a few different little sets if I'm building that. And then the complete opposite for polybags, I tend to go real slow on polybags and just really milk it. I milk a polybag. I do tend to milk a polybag. Got to make sure you get every little last bit. Unless at Smith's, I didn't time it because, you know, when you go to Lego events and they have little speed build competitions, I feel like as a Lego creator, I am literally building Lego at least 3 times a week here for hours, if not a lot more for videos outside. So I do feel like it's cheating doing speed build. I do still compete, I just don't record it. But yeah, I'm usually pretty fast at that. I'll try to just go as fast as I can. Any sort of cheats or anything I can use, I'll do that as well. And I can get really competitive. So if I have to build fast, hello there, CT7567. We all know, most of us know the number. I'm pretty sure most of us know that. And if you don't, that's Captain Rex's Clone Trooper number. Second easiest one to remember for me after 5555. Which again, I'm sure you could probably guess that one a bit easier. If you've watched the Clone Wars, that one's hard to get rid of. I think I meant to have 2 of these. We'll see. I'll end up with like an extra piece somewhere. Oh, is it this one? Yeah, it's that one. I've got a few more. A few more than 2. Nice to see. And then that is all for this side so far. I'm going to put that... Oh, we'll leave that there. There we go. I missed a comment about Jar Jar. What was that? If you think about it, Jar Jar didn't approve. If Jar Jar didn't approve to the Senate to give Palpatine full power, emergency powers, the Clone Wars would never have happened, or the Empire. It really resulted on that one thing, didn't it? I watched Captain America yesterday, and the brains in that. I won't spoil it. It's now on Disney Plus if you haven't seen it in the cinema. And the brains in that's Palpatine. Palpatine knew that. Either that or Jar Jar was a bit in tune with the dark side. I like the thought that Jar Jar secretly pulled all the strings and like there was some benefit. The Aftermath books did Jar Jar dirty. Jar Jar ends up being a clown at an orphanage that all the kids bully. Basically is the line. I mean, it's not exactly, but they don't go into it too much. Jar Jar doesn't get much screen time in a book. But yeah, they did do Jar Jar dirty in those books. I would have liked to have seen Jar Jar have done something, you know, being the senator he was. And everyone hated him for the emergency powers because he gave way to an evil so big that everyone just had to watch it happen. But that's... yeah, poor Jar Jar. Goes to show how he was treated with the prequels though, doesn't it? It sucks. Currently building the Dark Millennium Falcon. It's a great build. I've uploaded a video modifying it as well. Simple modifications. Haven't modified the landing gear yet. And I'm still working on the interior. I feel like it's a bit empty, but I love that from a Rebuild the Galaxy set. Because you really have... I'd want a few more parts, if anything. My only complaint is they didn't give us more pieces to build our own galaxy inside the Falcon and mix it up a little bit. Create really anything. Anything and everything. With the little... these. Darth Jar Jar. Yes, one of the best. My favourite figure in the entire set. But we get a load of good pieces. We get Sebastian Shaw's head for Anakin Force Ghost. We get the first red-eyed 3PO. I know 3PO's now in an advent later this year, so maybe that's a figure just to sit on your shelf. But Darth Rey as well from the sequel trilogy. Which, no matter what you think about them, it's nice to get some exclusive minifigures like that. It gives us hope for shows like Clone Wars and for other characters appearing, like Galen Erso, you know, the niche characters. Just think, we've got... I was meant to make 2 of these. I didn't notice that at the time. When you think about it, we're getting characters from the comics and the books in tie sets. So what minifig from the Dark Falcon can I foresee increasing in value the most over time? Darth Jar Jar. Maybe Rey, but I think Rey's too easy to build. I think the headpiece for Rey. The original UCS Falcon had the original or the re-release? Maybe the re-release. And the new one has masks for, I think the original had Luke. It had a visor over Luke's head. That piece is worth quite a bit. And the new one has Han and Leia with their masks from when they're shooing off the Minox. And those pieces are pretty pricey, you know, given the figures and how common the other pieces are. They're pretty pricey to get because of those elements. So I do see a Darth Jar Jar definitely increasing over price because more people get into the prequels, but also Rey. I'll be curious to see if Rey's headpiece is worth anything. 3PO's in the advent calendar. Ezra's pretty expensive. I got this Ezra minifigure from the 2018 advent calendar, I think it was, something like that. And this figure isn't too expensive, but you know, given that it is in the advent, it is pretty pricey. Vader, I feel like Vader, the hype is going to die down over time because it's Infinity's Vader. I don't see Vader being, like, the comics haven't exploded yet. There's been no explosion for the Legends comics. Otherwise, Jackson in Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2, we would be getting sets like that every year, which I'm hoping for. The Dark Falcon itself comes from a Legends story. We get Vader, we get Darth Jar Jar, who I'm considering Legends, Jackson. This could be the start of an explosion for Legends. But if it does, we'll probably see Vader again. And if it isn't, that's because no one cares enough to get Vader. I think Vader's going to be worth quite a bit for the next few years, but that is going to drop. But someone like Darth Jar Jar, maybe even Rey, I can see that holding out. This is not legal financial advice. I do not know anything about LEGO's future releases. For all I know, we can get Vader in a Microfighter Death Star next year. And it depends what characters show up for Season 2 of Rebuild the Galaxy. We're getting minifigures in Jackson, so it does depend on that. A lot of Darth Jar Jar love. A lot of Jar Jar love in general. I love to see it. Favourite fig is Mill from Skeleton Crew. It is Neil, sorry, from Skeleton Crew. Yes, Neil's the exclusive head. I'm happy they didn't reuse Max Rebo's. It would not have done the character justice. It's a little shame though, given the head mould is slightly shorter than the other characters, that they also gave Neil short legs. I feel like their legs were the same height. It was just Neil's head that made him a bit shorter. So I did steal legs from a CMF for Neil. Make them all torsos same height at least. But yeah, Vader, I could see Vader going for $50 for the next couple of bits. Unless a load of people decide to part with their Vaders. Maybe headless Vaders will be going for a bit cheaper. Sebastian Shaw's head keeping up the price. Neil's going for 44 already. Considering how niche a character that is, I think the head mold's pulling a lot of that weight. Because maybe the torso, you know, mechanics, Ugnaughts, I can see that, but 40, that's the head mold. My favourite food is, it's probably going to be something like junk food. It's not going to be healthy. I don't think I've ever gave a healthy answer for favourite food. I don't know. I don't know my favourite. I'd probably be cheesecake. Purely based on anything. If I had like 3 full cheesecakes, and we're speaking proper cheesecakes, all right, proper, digestive and cheesecake, put in the fridge to set, and then scram a lot. I think I could go through 3 full cheesecakes at any time in the day. Straight after lunch, I'd be able to eat. My stomach would hurt afterwards. Okay, this is not healthy, but I could do it. And that's the only food I could just keep eating, cheesecake. I love a cheesecake. Too much so. It's a good thing I don't work in a cheesecake store. Could you imagine the health concerns over it? Me just eating 3 cheesecakes every lunch break. Favourite set this year? We've got... the U-Wing. The U-Wing. Yes, Ahsoka's Interceptor. Daniel did great work on Ahsoka's Interceptor. That's the most impressive set this year. I am so surprised by some of the things in that. Shout out Daniel. Daniel Lehman, LEGO designer. But I do think the U-Wing the U-Wing's my favourite set this year. We've built R2-D2. That's an older set that I quite like. My favourite AT-AT is the one that they released right before the UCS one. The playset scale one. Come out nearby the battle pack, because I remember ordering that with one of my mates and sitting in I think it was a Discord call. We sat in a Discord call and just built that together, and that was a lot of fun and one of the best sets as well. As far as AT-ATs are concerned, definitely one of the best AT-ATs that I've seen from LEGO. So solid set, yeah. Really liked building that one. And I've built it, we built it into like a Stegosaurus, we built it into, I think we made it Christmassy, we made it snowy, we made it into like a reindeer as well. And a few different things. I've built that set so many times and it never gets boring. The legs are a bit repetitive, but the rest is all good. Oh, nice. What were you building? Welcome back. My favourite song? Ooh, my favourite song. We're building the Star Destroyer from last year. The playset with Cal Kestis. My favourite song right now. I've got a few songs stuck in my head. Do I have to pick a favourite? All of them. Every song I've listened to in the last 24 hours. All like 20 of them on loop. My favourite song's the next one. There you go. Especially if it's a catchy one. Big fan of catchy songs. You don't like the Jazz diorama? Oh, is that the Lego City one or the Jazz modular building? Mixing the Arc 170s. All right. Well, it's my opinion on the Lego Hoth ATST. There's meant to be a new rumour, isn't there? A new rumour. I'm sure there probably is a new rumour by now. There's meant to be a new set though. And I think it could be interesting. An ATST UCS set. Is that still the rumour? Because that's interesting with the Death Star. There we go. Let's clip these in. Oh, come on. You were better than the Falcon 2 days ago. Lovely. Secured. I've just realised this is how the whole thing's secured, isn't it? It just clips in here. Maybe a few other Technic beams along the way. I'm hoping for that security. Where? There. There we go. And that folds, I assume that folds up when it's closed and then lays flat when it's open. This is genius, because if we do have the wall, watch Lego solve this in the next step. Let me just, yeah, they don't, okay. But this is genius because instead of having it folded like that and bending the plates, it can go flat. That's what we needed with the Venator as well, to stop it just being half open. All right, that's a little bit longer than it was. So we've got that extra like 8 to 10 studs, maybe a little bit more of length and some sticking out the back. That is nice to see. We're slowly running out of desk space. Let's see if we can clear a little bit to sit the Star Destroyer just below. There we go. I'm sat on top of the Star Destroyer on the main stream. The figure one's playing those blocky people. Oh, yes. Yes, the Jazz. It's the 18 plus set and it's the Jazz band, isn't it? The Jazz Quartet. That is. Oh, modding. I completely misread that. What did I say? Mixing. Meddling. Modding the Arc 170. What sort of mocks? Because I just flat out turned mine to a C95 Headhunter. I modified the Arc 170 by stopping it being an Arc 170. What's bad about the Jazz diorama? I can think of a few things, honestly. I can see it being an annoying set to put together just because of the blocky people. They look so fun at Legoland. But having put together the Huntsman from Repo, and that was just a simple build. I didn't put too much into that. I think it can be very fragile. I wouldn't want to put together a band of them. made the barrels longer and told it off. Yeah, I've seen a lot on the guns on the wings and also the engines. I've seen a lot of modifications around those. Maybe I'll have to rebuild it. What do I prefer, the First Order or the Galactic Empire? Empire. I think the First Order, it goes to show what period we are in. It sets up a lot more. And I do think the sequels aren't meant to be. They toned down so much for the movies. There's no way the sequels are meant to be the big bad. I think they made the sequels and was like, all right, let's give us some room for improvement here. We don't want to go ham. Let's play it cool and give us some leg room for the future. Because that's what it feels like going forward. I mean, maybe they didn't, but I do think we've got a lot more bad coming our way. It's not just the First Order. The engines do look good, but if you really inspect them with the models, some people have been expanding them. You've also got, I think the big thing with the gunners, or the little weapons on each side, the big thing with that was just the 1x4 flick fire missile brick. This one, a lot of people have been removing that. It's a fairly easy change to do. It's probably the easiest modification. But yeah, I think I have to go with Galactic Empire. Who's happy about the new Plo Koon minifigure? Or that head mold? I think Star Wars is going to do a lot more dual molded heads. Nothing to do with the Galactic Marines. Although if you've seen it, that's meant to have a dual molded helmet as well. And Stormtroopers currently have dual molded helmets. Dedra Meero had a dual molded hat. We're seeing a lot more dual molded hats as well in Star Wars. Would be nice to get a few generic ones for our average troopers. Who else has a dual molded head helmet hat? It wouldn't surprise me if 3PO soon has a dual molded head just for the eyes. Instead of printing, they go on straight dual molded. Let's have a little look. Mona Lisa's good. I'm not a big fan of the arts. They seem more so repetitive. Mona Lisa's got a few different ones, but like the Galaxy one, there's too many little bits for me. They do deter me. Favorite TV show, Clone Wars. Clone Wars all day, every day. And specific season, Clone Wars, season 3 solid. Season 3 is where it picks up, but season 5 always hits the hardest. Season 5, I watch back and once I start season 5, I have to watch it all the way through. Yeah, I can't think of an episode actually that I'd skip from it. And I don't know if that's because I skip it or because I don't. But surely it's got to be good. Mona Lisa, easy build. I think that says more about you being a skilled builder than the set actually being easy to put together. What do I think of the Umbarans? Yeah, they are... I don't think it is explained why they're so good with technology. It's kind of like Fantastic Four and a lot of the old, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, but have futuristic technology. I think they had so much technology that they just laid back. They were happy with it all. They had the technology. Why would they need to go exploring? They have all the technology they need, and complacency. Same with the New Republic, isn't it? What do I think is the worst clone trooper job? 99s. After everything 99 did. A caretaker. Retirement. Do you if you were to sign, what's your occupation? You'd put retirement down. I think retirement sucks. No pension, no nothing. You just get kicked out, hunted down as well for a lot of clones. Don't need Family Guy helmets. If we got like a Family Guy Star Wars there, that'd be funny. Simpsons. Oh, the new Simpsons set. The burger joint, isn't it? I can't remember what that's called. I haven't watched too many Simpsons. I know roughly when the sets come out. Is it the Krusty Burger? Is that it? The Krusty Krab. Yeah, the Krusty Krab from Simpsons. Yeah, I like the Krusty Krab. Is that a burger joint? It's more like a crab meat place, isn't it? Because all the SpongeBob burgers are made out of crabs, really. That's what the Krusty Krab is. Have you ever seen another crab in SpongeBob? Just saying. You haven't seen a crab and a Krabby Patty in the same room. Maybe they're the same things. That got confusing. Fives def. Yeah, Fives is not being displayed. Fives is genuinely not being displayed with Fox. Fox is on my clone wall, just out of shot. And Fives is somewhere else. Might be on that board. Somewhere else. Who would win, an AT-AT or an ATTE or an AT-AT? ATTE. ATTE, I mean, we see in Rebels. I think the ATTE wins. I think that counts as a victory for the clones there. And they didn't just fight off one AT-AT, but didn't they fight off like 3+ AT-ATs? There was a few of them. And they still managed to pull away. I can't find these 1x4 plates. Who can spot it first? Ah, I did. I got it. It was hidden. So it's very hard for either of us to spot. Yeah, I think the ATTEs would destroy an AT-AT. Although they struggle again in Bad Batch. So maybe not as easy as I'm making it out to be. But I still think they'd have it in the bag. Somewhat. Oh. Is this the same panel? It's the same. It is the same panel, but with... Oh no, that one doesn't have a slope at the back, does it? No, it's not the same panel. Fair enough. I thought for a second it might have been, but I don't think we've got the pieces for that. The Cal Kestis fig. We haven't got to Cal Kestis yet. I can show you the base plate there. That's not showing up whatsoever in the corner, is it? We're going through as the set would like us to, so we'll get to Cal eventually. Does anyone know what bad Cal is? Hello there, Hoarder66. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? Been a nice, fun day. Got work on tomorrow's video. Got that out. And that's going to be a good one. A lot of cool ideas coming up as well on the channel. Stay tuned for those. As always, you know, there's always something fun going on here. 1x4 in dark bluish grey. Oh, here we are. You can't wait for... There's so much coming out, actually, because we've got... Let's go up to 2011 sets. Favourite 2011 set. I am using Brickset. I would show you these sets. Brickset has way too many ads for me to pull up on screen, but it's a... I think it's as complete of a catalogue of Star Wars sets that I can find, because even Bricklink have quite a few missing pieces here and there. So we have 32 sets for 2011. Just finished the Dark Falcon. Nice. Mace Windu Starfighter. Retailed for $40, 35 quid. 2 droids, a tactical droid, Windu, an astromech, a ship and 3 speeders. That's what I like to see in a set. But that's, I feel like if that come out today, people would complain that's too expensive. Oh, the Battle for Geonosis. That tank's cool. I won't list all of these off. The Clone Trooper Battle Pack I do have. Mandalorian Battle Pack I do have. The V-Wing. Chat has. I don't. Oh, the Battle of Naboo. That means the 2011. Oh no, the night... Was it the Night Sister speeder bike? Or did we discover that was 2012? That might have been 2012. Bounty Hunter's assault gunship's cool. So far, the Battle of Naboo is in the lead, though. That takes the cake. The T6 with Sassy Tin and... oh, the Jedi that keeps dying so many times. We all know the one that I mean. Hello there, the Great Snow Blizzard. Welcome. No problem, Mr. Vader. Thanks for chilling. There's the Night Speeder. The Advent Calendar of this year. This is the one that comes with Newt Gunray. Who else? Oh, Christmas Yoda. It's a cool Christmas minifigure. Where's Christmas Yoda? I can show that one off. I don't have Newt Gunray though. That's a minifigure I would like to pick up. Newt Gunray and a few of the Geonosians as well. There you go. There's the Christmas Yoda minifigure from 2011. I have Christmas Yoda, Christmas 3PO, My favourite of those Christmas, you know, the Santa minifigures rather than the Christmas figures, because they were all just look like Santa at the end of the day. I think the best one's Vader, isn't it? Can't beat Vader. Have the droid carrier set. That was one of my favourite sets as a kid. I think that takes the cake. I'm looking through the rest of these, and you know, the Republic Frigate, that's quite cool. That does come with Wolf and a Wolf Trooper. The Super Star Destroyer UCS set is a big one. That's massive. And a few of these are polybags, so they don't really count as sets, 3-in-1s and the likes. The Shadow Half Troopers going for like 300 quid. Ooh. And there's an exclusive advent calendar as well, worth hundreds. But yeah, the Battle in Naboo, 7929, favourite set of 2011. Lock that in. That's my final answer. Don't accept anything else. All right, there's a little blip. You can see this in shorts, top right of your screen. Wait, where? There you go. This plate here has a little blip in it, which is odd, isn't it? The fact that they've just blipped it. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's have a little look. Put that back down there. Oh, yes, yep, have the droid carrier. Droid carrier is a good set. I enjoyed building that last year. Built the Star Destroyer a week or so ago, and the Cowcaster's fig's good, but it should have had a poncho and the B. I think they could have reused BD1, or if not, like BD1 in the Advent. Maybe they don't fit in the set because, you know, it's only fit. Well, no. Leia got Lola, didn't she? If Leia can get Lola, Cal can get BD. I think that would have made sense. Yeah, it's actually odd they didn't reuse BD and a poncho. The figs, $20 plus, crazy. Just for the BD. Should you open or keep sealed the Tantive 4? Is that autocorrect striking again? I think, are there any Tantives that are worth much? Because a lot of the Tantives that are expensive to get sealed are expensive because of the minifigures, which still remain pretty pricey. I would say open, unless you can build it otherwise. Yeah, crack it open. Lego is meant to be played with, and unopened sets are, you know, some people like unopened sets. I'm not saying anything about that, but if it was me, I'd open it, for sure. Saw got a little cape element, didn't he? Leia got Lola. But why didn't Cal get BD in a poncho? Oh, found it in your basement. Oh, maybe the fact that you found it, you want to keep a hold of it for sentiment or something, though. Watch it accrue and just be worth thousands down the line. That might be fun. All right. We got the left. I think that was your second. Oh, load of first, load of seconds. That was one of my early sets. I don't know how early it would have been, but it was early. Am I out of focus? It's because of how long it's been. I'm drifting. Oh, yep. Oh, it's probably because I got up. My camera autofocused because I went away. Thank you for that.
I don't know how long it's been like that for.
Oh, probably a few minutes. Your first set was the Separatist Shuttle. Great set. That is a great set. Yeah, especially with the Phantom 2 being used by the Separatist Shuttle. I'm surprised we haven't got another one of those for a few. How much of the stream is left? As much as you are willing to watch. What are we looking at? We'll be going for probably another few bags. We'll see. Usually I tend to wrap this up when I feel like it's a good point. We will be returning on Saturday to finish this if we don't finish it today. And because I like a slow, leisurely build, I don't think we'll be finishing this one today. But you never know. I've dropped a... Oh, that piece. Yes. Didn't mean to drop that. Still can't believe Cal didn't get any... Like, to get BD and not the poncho, to get the poncho, not BD. Makes sense, they had to pick one. But to pick none, it feels like Force Ghosts all over again. Lego trying to do something and then giving up and not giving us either of them. Just settle on something, pick a number, any number, and give us that piece. We'd have Force Ghosts by now. Have I rebuilt? Oh, I have built the Republic gunship, the Venator. No, the Republic Star Destroyer I was thinking of. I've built the new Republic gunship. I haven't built, I think that's my only gunship. I want to build the UCS one day. I think that could be quite fun. And that'd be interesting to see how that compares, because how big it is. It scales up to the A-Wing, doesn't it? That'd be a good one to build. Do I have... All right, let's count the studs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that looks like the middle. I remember seeing Cloud City in Toys R Us and your mum telling your older brothers that he can't get it. It's worth a bit now though. I've seen so many images of it being on like clearance and that as well. Star Wars sets, yes, they were loved back in the day. Star Wars has always been loved, which is why the old sets have so much value to a lot of builders. But at the same point, there were some that stores couldn't give out for free. No, there were a lot of Lego fans. They could give it out for free, but you know what I mean. They couldn't reduce it enough to clear it. It's crazy to still see some of the deals throughout history that we've all missed out on. If only we were there, we'd be bankrupt. Someone says they like their sets sealed and have a collection of built sets. Yeah, that is a preference. It's down to the fan, not down to Lego or anything. If they only have a sealed collection, then they're not Lego fans. I would say, yeah, have a collection of built with the box behind. That's a preference. I do think some people, having been a fan of Funko, I'm an out of the box collector for Funko. This is just because I don't have the space to display them out of the box, which I guess if I've got the space for the box, I've got the space for them, but I've got a timeline of Funko boxes. I'm an out of the box Funko guy, but a load of people like them sealed because of their value, and it's more of a thing, you know, if they ever stop collecting Lego Funkos, Hasbro Black Series for instance, then they're still worth a lot of money to resell on. Lego is interesting because usually you'd be building it. Funkos you can look at through the window, Black Series, some of them have a window as well, but for Lego, if you don't open the box, there is no way of building it, especially with the paper bags. There is absolutely no way of building it. So that's an interesting one, but I do think if people like the look of a set or have some sort of FOMO with Lego, maybe they had Lego when they were growing up and they're not into building it, as long as they're not buying a load of them, you know, as long as they buy one, I think having it sealed in a box would be kind of fun. Imagine trying to collect one of every single Lego Star Wars set sealed. It'd be really hard to go back and collect some of the older ones, but I feel like that would be part of the hobby, wouldn't it? Trying to collect the old Lego sets. That would be quite, yeah, that's a challenge. Someone's got to do that. Someone has got to go back and collect one of every. Not any of us. We don't have the money here, but someone who has cash to burn, go back, see if you can collect one of every. Lego do not have cash to burn, but they do have one of every because they have the Lego Vault, don't they? But yeah, I'd say that is more of a preference. It's a niche preference, as long as they're not stealing them all. Have I ever built a UCS set? No, we've got our first one. I'm keeping it under the desk so I don't use it as a side table now. We've got our first one here though. The UCS Slave 1, which we are going to be building at 10k subs, which we are approaching fast, almost at 9.3. So thank you all for that. That's it's flying by, isn't it? But at 10k subs at the next available stream, we will be cracking this open, building this live on the channel, and taking a look at Jango and Boba, hopefully before the playset comes out later this year, and also the new range finders, the viewfinders. Take a look at that. You might be able to see it better better on this camera. There you go. You see Django's viewfinder. It's a brand new element. And I'm interested because we're going to get that moving forward for Clone Troopers. I would like to get a few spares in here. Hopefully if I just get an entire bag, like a full-on Lego bag, we're speaking like 200 of them. If I can get that to replace all my old Clone Troopers, that would be nice. But then I'm sure I'd be missing one of the important bags. Maybe not that nice. You don't like the Boba Fett hairpiece? I like it for a UCS set. For a UCS set, Boba Fett going out into the rain, his hair is messed up, scruffy looking, but Lego, only the best is good enough, right? And I think the best Boba Fett for a play set is one that looks like Boba, not one that's accurate to the scene. UCS, I can see people being annoyed. It's Lego Star Wars, people are going to be annoyed at everything, but I can see people being annoyed that the hairpiece isn't wet because of the scene. But for the playset, I think that should be the exclusive piece. The hairpiece comes on Darth Dev. Darth Dev has the hairpiece. So it's not a hard hairpiece to get, but the fact that there's that little difference between them, I think that would be quite cool. All right, let's have a little look. What have I missed? That time when Lego created Planet Microfighters. I've still got the planets. Just let me crack open the main camera. Can you? Yes. Just here, there's 5 of the first 6 planets from the first wave. Picked up a twin pod cloud car for $30. I'm still trying to get my hands on the Death Star. I found a few people overseas that have had both of them, but shipping for it is a bit more than just a large letter. And then a load of people having like 2 of one half or 2 of the other, but not many people near me that have the both halves of it. So I'm still keeping my eye out for that. We will get it eventually. It's just a matter of time. It'd be interesting to see the precautions. Oh, Lego must have some really tight. I think the Lego vault is actually like 5 Lego vaults minimum. And they might have one for show. I don't know if they have like 2 vaults, and there's a secret one. You know, every Lego set, you know when they don't use a mold machine, one of their metal molds, and they bury it below the factory or the Lego house. I think they've buried a few sets in places. A little time capsule that can be dug out. That'd be fun. A few vaults for it. A long time ago in a galaxy not so far away. Yeah, to each their own, but I agree with the aspect for Lego. Lego being, you know, a builder's toy. If they kept the box, or if they had one to build, one sealed, that's quite a popular opinion. But I don't know if anyone does keep sealed sets they haven't built. I know a lot of Lego creators accruing sets to hope that they're worth something in the future. And I think the problem with that is you sometimes get too many people accruing sets, and sets are hard to find. You also get so many people accruing sets that if they're hard to find, they're usually worthless. Not many people are attached to them. There can't be great minifigures because Lego haven't made a lot of them. And also everyone's got so many, they just can't get rid of them. So I think that does, that does hurt them. If you are trying to collect sealed sets, you just got to be wary of that. Imagine doing a helicopter robbery in a Lego vault. Oh, Lego have some Lego tools. They've got some Lego laser blasters that would just completely disable that helicopter. Do I know about the AT-ACT? That's the cargo transport, isn't it, from Rogue One? I think that would be a cool UCS set. It's quite interesting that Planet Series were created. The planets, you know what? They are. I forget they're printed and they're domes, but Lego never seemed to have a problem with printing their dome elements. Lego have seen, like, from the planets to the giant 4x4 Kenobi droid head, R2-D2 droid head, BB-8 droid head. We've had a load of giant dome pieces printed over the years. So it must be something, and droid heads. Originally they were only printed round top, but now they've been printed around the entire side. Lego must be on it with their dome prints. If only we all had access to a pad printing machine that good. Smash that. Execute order 66 on that like button. Thank you. 1 by 6. So this panel should be on top. Does it connect? Oh, have we? Oh, is this a solid piece? And we have another piece on top. Oh, I have not looked into this. I don't remember seeing anything on this set, so I don't know. And the fact that this thing comes up, maybe something like that. No, like that. Maybe something like, we'll see. We'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're missing a 1x2 with bars that looks like that, exactly like that. The Wolfpack clones look really nice from 2014. There's a lot of nice looking clones. I'd like to see them redone. Not just easier to get, but also more, you know. 2020 style Wolfpack clone troopers. That'd be a nice look, I think, for the Wolfpack clones. Did I know the ACT is taller than the AT-AT? I didn't. I didn't know there was a difference in height. Is it a big difference, or is it slight because of like a leg attachment? I suppose fitting a canister in the body, it has to be a bit larger to fit it. Couldn't it just be the same size? A little extension, I guess, for it as well. To round it off. Not bad, not bad. One of the 3x3s and a 1x4. I do think we need more Phase 1 clones. If we could get one Phase 1 clone... Well, we're meant to be getting a Phase 1 clone trooper singular. Phase 1 clone trooper later this year. Have we all seen the Phase 1 helmet leak going around? That seems to be jumping about. That looks very detailed if it's true. I'm not convinced, I'll be honest. We really don't know what's happening with that set. And LEGO have really gone down. They've cracked down on leaks, thankfully. So we shouldn't be getting sets spoiled often, if at all, for future sets, which I quite like. I would rather LEGO announce them the way they want to, because leaks do end up ruining a lot of LEGO events. Like for May 4th, the live stream we had 15th of April did end up getting spoiled quite a bit for people that were looking into leaks. Whereas I'd rather LEGO announce them and give us more live events, more, maybe even more events to go to, more reasons to go to, like different conventions that will have these sets announced. Or for me, staying online, looking at everyone going to the conventions that are seeing these things announced. Because it does ruin LEGO's surprise. And I feel like if LEGO had that, if LEGO every year, May was the only place you saw sets, they'd really drum it in. We'd get some really good gift with purchases. They've been good recently, but you know, they'd go all out for it because that is their event. Hello there, Benny Boo. Welcome to the stream. I think May 4th would be awesome. If LEGO, yeah, if the Slave One wasn't leaked and we found out then, imagine everyone talking about it. Same night they release all the LAN videos, they let LAN members post what they think of it. There'd be so much hype drummed up around May 4th rather than March and April leading up to it. What's the hands thing at the top of the screen? I used to use this for instructions. It's a limited edition Empire Strikes Back cable guy. Boba Fett cable guy. I got this for my controller mostly, and the controller doesn't really sit on this, but I tend to use this. It holds my phone. If I'm ever needing it for anything, my phone can sit on there. And yeah, like I said, instructions, if I'm building little instructions, they can sit on there as well. But I tend to use the digital instructions. It's pretty cool. You got recommended this stream whilst on the stream. Nice one, YouTube. Keep everyone in the loop. You can go to one stream, then the other, and back again. Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen. There will be no escape. At least we know YouTube's doing something right. No offense, YouTube. That sounded like a dig at YouTube. I'm sure YouTube's doing everything right, but specifically that. Yep, different chats. It'd be nice if I could link up the chats on YouTube. I see them come through as one. I do not discriminate between vertical and horizontal viewers. You all know this. But it would be nice if you could see both chats as well. Sometimes one chat is a bit busier than the other. It'd be nice if I could patch them through, which is why I have them on screen. You'll be able to see... Oh, I don't know if you can see them on the shorts, but at least for the mainstream, you can see somewhere down there, off to the left of the screen, there should be the chats popping up. Just so you know, I'm not just talking to anyone. So this is the other chat. Welcome across. Everyone switches place just to really confuse YouTube. I wonder what happens algorithmically if everyone just keeps bouncing between streams. Join in, leave in, join in, leave in. Yeah, it'd probably throw the algorithm, confuse it, wouldn't it? Where are you? Okay. I'll tell you what I could do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Welcome. Oh, they're here somewhere. They're not them ones. They're around here somewhere. This is what I'm looking at when I'm building this, though. I decided to dump all the pieces out on the desk, and when I'm looking for a light bluish grey piece, you can see my struggle. Oh no, that's 1 by 6. Maybe covering it isn't helping much. That's too long. That's 1 by 6. Oh, here they are. Buying Lego is an infinite money glitch. Sometimes it is. A lot of the time it's based on minifigures. So it depends on the figures in the set. Because I always go back to like the 212 battle pack. The minifigures are worth it. But the set is actually worth, well, probably less than retail, probably quite a bit less than retail. And a lot of sets, yeah, some sets when they retire, the Justifier hasn't aged too well. That was £150. That's going for about, I never usually see it sold on eBay or that for more than 120. I'm sure it does, but not the ones that I'm following. They usually sell for under 120. 120 is the higher price. Similar for the Scythe, the Inquisitor Scythe. That goes for under 120 as well. Both of which were £150 sets. So, you know, you're losing £30 for those. Even with the minifigures after all this time. I'm sure someone will buy it for more, but that's the risk reward, I guess. So some sets do earn your money. Some sets lose it. And I think at the end of the day, it probably balances out quite nicely. You probably end up breaking even with a lot of it. It'd be interesting to see just how much you'd be breaking even with. Right, let's rework this piece. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What I could do. Let me take these. The Justifier's Cad Bane's ship. The one that was very technical. I think that was just too technic-y. Technic isn't worth a lot. Any ship that's a lot of technic. The Star Destroyer is probably going to be worth... No. The minifigures do this ship dirty, I think. Because there's no real exclusive. You do get Cal Kestis. It's a rare figure. It might be worth like 20 quid. I don't think Cal's going to be worth too much because Cal's from a game. Not any of the movies or not Clone Wars. Cad Bane ship in the Bad Batch. Yeah, that's the one. Comes with another Hunter, another Omega. Cad Bane's a cool fig, and Todo. They're pulling the weight of that set. A bit like the Inquisitor Scythe. You've got the 3 Inquisitors. They're pulling that set as well. I don't think many people are after that Kenobi. It's a niche version of Kenobi. But definitely, those figures are worth it. the whole set in general, though, probably shouldn't have been at that 150 price range. It's a lot for that style of set. I mean, 150, you know, that's this Star Destroyer as well. You're looking at 4 figures. Did it come with Fennec? Was Fennec in the Justifier as well? I think that would have made sense. But yeah, we're getting £150. This set comes with 6 plus a bonus. We don't include the bonus. The Millennium Falcon comes with 6. So we're getting more. Oh wow, Cal's around 35. I'm impressed by that. I'm impressed it's going by so much. Like, given nothing against Cal. Cal's a great character. But that's quite a bit. For Cal Kestis, nice. What's my most valuable figure? I've done a few videos. I've got a load of minifigures in that sort of 20 to 40 pound price range. But my most valuable, and I've got quite a few figures that are, you know, worth quite a bit. I have to check. I've been asked that enough times. I should know what my figure is. I have to look on Brickset and see if I can tier all my figures. But I don't know the answer to that question. Commander Praji. Oh. That's the officer. That's, yeah, this one, isn't it? That is a nice figure. I guess they're probably worth, if they had the hat hair combo, that would be, I don't think there's anything more you could do to an Imperial figure, is there? And give them hat hair. I didn't know the name of that character. Thank you for that. Great Snow Blizzard on it with the names. Yours is Commander Wolf. That's probably really, that's more than Cal, that's for sure. Yeah, I wasn't collecting a lot of Lego sets around the, well, I think I was just young around when the Clone Wars sets were coming out, so I wasn't able to buy every set I wanted. There's probably a few characters that are worth more than I care to know. I don't like knowing if I've got an expensive minifigure. I think when I found out, one of my, you know, pricey ones was looking at $40. I think the prototype Boba was worth 40 quid at some point. Since then, I have not touched that minifigure. For a book, the book costs 15 quid. If that book costs like, yeah, probably about 15 quid. The new books are 20 quid. But for a figure that costs that much to be worth double what they were originally, with the book and all, it's fun to see the prices. There you go. Wolf's $104. That's nice. Couldn't have been 144 though, could it? 144th Battalion. How much do I think a sealed 2022 AT-TE will cost in the future? All right, 10 years. So it's worth 120 at the minute. £120 at the minute. That looks like it's a 10, which is that one. £120 at the minute. 10 years, it's definitely going to be, I can see it hitting 200. I can see it hitting 200 for Cody and the Gunner. I think the Gunner being exclusive. Cody we might get, you never know. We got Rex in the Microfighter. You never know with Cody. But that Gunner, Lego don't make a lot of Gunners. And that might be a rare piece. I don't see many other elements. I think the AT-TE in general doesn't have many rare pieces, so you're relying on the minifigures again, maybe 200. I don't know enough about where prices are heading, because every couple of years they'll grow and then it'll all take a dip, and then all it takes is one person spends 500 to 1,000 on that set, and suddenly everyone wants that. So it's worth what the highest bidder is willing to pay. Yeah, that's one thing. The AT-TE being on shelves for a long time is dropping its market value. But Lego have realised if it keeps sets for longer, it's going to be bought a lot more, isn't it? Rather than just scrapping it after 6 months like the Entertainer does here in the UK. But they haven't made much money on that set, hey? There we go. You think the ATT sealed in 10 years is 280? I think that's reasonable as well. That's on the high end, definitely. But that is also a reasonable price given the stature of it. I do think though, because mainly, there we go, 1, 2, yeah. Mainly because it's been on the shelf for so long. Lego 7. Yes, you were, I think you dropped into, oh, was it Repo yesterday? It might have been one of the game streams you dropped into. We're building the Star Destroyer tonight. I recognise the username, I must say. Do we think the ATTE, it really has to retire this year, doesn't it? Does it? Does it? Revenge of the Sith is why they're keeping it around. Or is it? Oh, 2 days ago, you watched the start of the Star Destroyer. Nice. So you're all caught up for today. Yeah, yesterday we played Repo. Oh, we're not attaching this yet. Undo. Time to abandon ship. Got to make it a bit more secure first. 2 of the big ones. How big? That's one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then 2 of these. I've watched all the Jurassic Parks, 80s, great time for movies, and also Jurassic World. I watched the first half of the third one. Yes, the third one. I've watched both of the first 2 Jurassic Worlds. I've watched the first half of the third one, and then also looking forward to watch the new one. Jurassic World. That's not Disney. Is it Warner Brothers? Who owns Jurassic? When's that going to be? It'll probably be like on Sky or something, won't it? In a couple of months' time, that'll be a free movie to watch. You going there? I like the support for this. It's a bit stronger than the underneath. You on there, and you right to the end, please. No, we did it 1 too far. Oh no. All right, let's undo. A 4th one of the World Series is coming out. Yeah, Rebirth is, I feel like it should be its own. We've had the originals, then we've had the sequels, and now we've got the sequels that are about the island before. This feels like the saga of Jurassic. I don't know if they can continue this story after this, but I think we've got another 3 movies, don't we? I don't think the new movie says everything. I think it's only the icing on the cake. It's the top bit, you know, to entice us to bite more. But I'm intrigued to see where this next set of movies goes. Maybe they only do 1 movie, but I think the expectation is for 3. I don't know the island. All I know about it is that it was the plan for the original, wasn't it? It was where all the monsters that were too scary to go on the original island. They are. Don't know the actual island though. Not too into my Jurassic World lore. But I like the expansion. Like with Harry Potter into Wizarding World, Jurassic Park into Jurassic World, we have kind of Star Wars is its own Star Wars, its own galaxy, isn't it? And then we've got Doctor Who into the Whoniverse. I quite like that. We've also got... What else have we got that's branched out into its own universes? Everyone's franchising. But it's nice because we get more of the stuff we love. I'm here for it. Last night you finished season 1 of Andor. Good luck with season 2. It is better than season 1. It is. I do like the jumps in time. All I'll say, no spoilers. I won't be spoiling it. Keep your eyes on chat though. If you see Andor mentioned in a comment, look away. Chat wouldn't do it, not here. But if you... Yeah, season 2 is a lot of time jumps. So the way it works... There we go. Is you start off... Is it like 4 years before Rogue One, then 3, then 2, then 1, and they pair them up like Clone Wars. I like that. That was fun to watch through. I want every show now in that format. Favorite Jurassic is the one with the Spinosaurus. Oh. No one knows the island's supposed to be the original. Yeah. So it's brand new. It hasn't shown up yet, but I've seen the trailer, and I think that's given away everything I know. Everything I know is from that one trailer, the first trailer they put out. 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2 there, and 6 ingots. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. I like all the ingots everywhere, but to have like nearly 40 ingots, it does make it look good. It does. I can't say it doesn't, but it's a lot to put on. There we go. And this connects on this side. Oh no, it doesn't. Oh, we're not done yet. We've still got more. Still got more on the nose. We need one of these. I think it's easier to pick up the parts now for these parts. One of these. One of these. The new boss dino. No. What have they called it? Something scary, haven't they? I've seen the FNAF movie. I really liked it. Again, I've only kept track of lore and seen, you know, Markiplier play it, but I haven't played it yet. Oh no! Oh no! It exploded. I haven't played FNAF yet, but I have. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The D-Rex. Is that the dominant T-Rex? What was the other one from the other Jurassic World movie? The one that was meant to be like a cross between the T-Rex and something? I don't think that was the Spinosaur. Alright, I think that was everything. One way to find out, we keep building. Push through. But the D-Rex sounds... QRSTU. I guess the U-Rex. The Indominus. That's the one I'm thinking of. That one was pretty spooky compared to the T-Rex. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 by 3. There we go. Yeah, the Indominus. Was that the Indominus Rex? Is that the I-Rex? It's a Distortus Rex, a mutant with 6 arms. 6. Two little arms is scary enough. Now we're adding Grievous onto this. 6. It's like a spider and a T-Rex. That is an awful thought. I mean, they have to go bigger and badder, don't they, for this movie? That makes sense. What is this? Oh, so the middle bit is separate. I'm liking it. Alright, alright. Put this in there. And then this and this. There we go. It's a nice secure panel for how big it is. And then, of course, they have an easier way to clip it on. Upside down. Upside down, just like this. And this is what I meant by how good this panel is, because now this can lay flat. Let's clear out all the minifigures. Why doesn't this lay flat? There we go. It lays completely flat on the desk. So this Star Destroyer panel is not going to warp. There's a few, you know, panels sticking out, but it's pretty much exactly flat. Come on. I was complimenting you over the Falcon earlier, and then that folds up. Look, and it where's it latch in? No, there's nothing to latch it. It feels like it's latched in. Well, there's nothing latching it. There's no... Oh, wait. Is it at the back? No. Why is that latching? Is that just gravity doing its job? Right, the front of the nose is bending down a little bit. Is that just gravity doing its work? Take a look at this. I'm liking this more than the Dark Falcon already. It feels like we're building more of a ship. And it's slowly waiting it out. Nice. Some people think the island is Isla Sorna. But there's no buildings from the old movie. Huh. There's some lore to Jurassic World. Jurassic Park. It's crazy to think when they were making these movies, they were like, "Oh, we'll explain it in the next one," or "Oh, people don't want to know about that." And now there's some deep lore to it. And in the second trailer, the test area is in 2010, 5 years before Jurassic World 3. And Isla Sorna wasn't working there anymore. So it doesn't line up. But it's kind of like the whole, who is Snoke? Is Snoke Windu? Snoke being Windu was the funnest fan theory there was, because of like a scar or something that showed up when Windu got zapped, something like that. I think I'd like the Telltale Walking Dead games. They do say lots of bad words. I think YouTube's cool with bad words now. You can get away with saying and having, content that says some quite weird things. As long as you don't market it for kids, YouTube seems to like it. Personally, in regards to the Star Destroyer, it's a favourite out of the Play Scout Star Destroyers. Is it the biggest of the Play Scout? No, it can't be the biggest. It must... Everything's shrinking, right? It can't be the biggest. It might be. Where are we? We're at bag 9 out of 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, where do we stop then? Do we stop after this bag or do we stop after the next bag? We'll have to see what the next bag looks like, because this seems to be the bottom. So then I assume the next panels will be the top panels. We can keep pushing through that. But first, we have our next minifigure. We have this gunner with the nice V tunic and the nice tan headpiece. All right. Well, oh, we forgot the blaster. Regular size blaster as well. Hello, they just built a NASA car out of Lego. Nice. If not, nice anyway. The smallest but the most detailed in it. It's got the most detail out of the lot, and I think that is in some way because of the size of it. There are no old figures from the old movies, only the new ones. Oh, so they're kind of starting... Yeah, you won't call this Jurassic World, just Jurassic Rebirth. I think that works. I think that's cool. But I think that's also in the same way, the Skywalker saga. The complete saga was the story of Anakin. And Luke doesn't feature much. Leia's a solo Organa. Han's a solo. Rey's a nobody Palpatine Skywalker. I think the sequels being marketed as Skywalker saga is a bit rage baity from Disney, if I say so myself. Because I do think, same way Jurassic World was when they tried to bring, Jurassic Park to the world. That works out. And now they're back to an island again. Maybe Jurassic Island. Jurassic Island would have been a cool name for this trilogy. If there is 3 movies and they're all taking place on the island. But yeah, it doesn't feel worldy anymore because they're back to an island, to a park. Hello there, Jackie boy. And there are... Oh, no things from the old movies. Yeah, it's all new. Whereas Jurassic World did rely on the park quite a bit, didn't it? With, oh, well, the park did this, we saved this. Oh, the park did this, so we're doing this. Whereas this is even before the park, or perhaps whilst they were building the park. So it feels like it should be a bit more distant, a bit more distant from the park. I think a load of people will share that, but I do have to wonder now, with how successful the sequels have been purely from people, disliking it. It's got a big fan base, the sequels, and I do wish it the best for the future, but the hate has made them movies really successful. Yes, okay, they probably didn't do as much as the movies wanted, and Disney pulled a few products off the shelf, but they've done really well for movies in general, and, you know, that's only going to improve in the future. It's only going up. The movies can't really come down. There. Yeah, that's the one. So I do have to wonder if Jurassic World's kind of leaning in on that. I don't know how much they would be. Again, we'll have to watch the movie. We can make our minds up then. But I wonder if more movies will lean on in it. You have the Malevolence. Oh, we built the Malevolence here start of last year, I think it was. That's... Oh, no. No, we didn't build the Malevolence playset. We built... I think it was the Invisible Hand we built. Because the Malevolence... Yeah, the Malevolence actually had a playset. How did you find the Malevolence? Because I've seen an interior mod for the Malevolence. I don't think it has too much of an interior. Not compared to something like, you know, the Star Destroyer with how big, or even the Venator at the time. Hello there, Promania Bricks. Yes, the build stream is going awesome as always. Lots of fun to be had. We're currently working on the next underside panel. Take a look. Take a look at this Star Destroyer so far. Ain't looking half bad, is it? It's quite a long set, given it's in the same ballpark as the Falcon. But it's lots of fun nonetheless. Out control. Yeah, it's still cool. But sometimes nothing can beat the original, can it? High bars to set. Jurassic Park, Star Wars. These movies have gone down in history. Thank you. It is. I'm liking the fact how it's split up. We have this panel that lies flat. I assume we're going to have another panel that just sits on top. That's an interesting one, but I think it works as to not get any of the plates in the way of this tall neck bit. That's something that as a non-Lego designer, I wouldn't want to work with, let alone designing this next to another set. If you've got anything else on your plate, I don't think you'd really want to design this to be too complicated. It's nice to see with Daniel on Ahsoka's Eater going back, building Anakin's Interceptor and taking notes, taking inspiration, not copying it, but yeah, taking notes, taking inspiration from it. 85 quid's a steal for this set. It is, I think. Oh, for the Malevolence. I just realised that's for the Malevolence. 85 quid's a steal for this set. It's pretty good for the Malevolence. I feel like the Malevolence is definitely worth 150 in decent condition, used condition. With figs, that'll go up. Because that would come with Grievous. Grievous. Probably like Anakin Padme and a few droids. Don't know if Dooku would have come in that. New Malevolence with Dooku and Grievous would be nice. The Despicable Me movies, I think it's the same frame. Over time, they get... It's more of the decade, isn't it? It's less to do with if they're continuing or not. And it's more to do with when were they made. Different people. Yeah. Might have to build the Malevolence one day. Right. 4 studs down. That one. Do it. There's a lot of good Clone Wars sets. I would love if one day I can say that I've built every Lego set here on the channel in some fashion. You know, I know some of the sets are going to be worth too much to be building and breaking down straight away, but, you know, parting out some of the old sets. Definitely got to build the Malevolence. Could we build the Venator if we do go on to build the Malevolence? If you tell me... Oh dear, where's this going? I think it's interesting to see the different eras of fans, you know. Because you see the original trilogy fan, not all of them, but you see a lot of the original trilogy fans didn't agree with the prequels. Same with prequels and sequels. Sequel fans will probably feel the same if we get another trilogy. Oh, you never watched the Star Wars movie? We've had a few people in stream before that haven't watched Star Wars. And I appreciate you not watching Star Wars, but sticking around for the Star Wars talk as well. Because Star Wars is a massive, massive universe. I mean, we're talking about 6 movies. And then on top of that, we've got 3, 4, 5 movies at least that spin off from them. Countless shows. Too many for Disney Plus to hold. You know, it's a big galaxy. The Mandalorian's good though. I've seen a few people that have got into The Mandalorian and, you know, not like stuff like Andor, which personally, Andor's as good as Rogue One, and it's almost as good as you can get. I do think the same about Ahsoka, so I do say a lot of things are good, but I quite like Mandoverse and Andor. But I've seen people that have watched Andor liked it and not liked Mando, or vice versa. More people tend to like Mando and not like a lot of the Andor, Rogue One, Solo era stuff. Want more outside of the original 6. It is interesting to see the difference between the two though. Do I have any more of these plates? Oh, I do, look. It's hidden. There's one. And there should be another. Always 2 there are. If anything we've learned from Star Wars. Are you excited for the Mando movie next year? That's... Disney lightsabers are non-lethal, you don't die. Has anyone been killed? Snoke doesn't count. Snoke was a clone. Again, Dark Trooper's a robot, so we won't count those. Has any humanoid, any living alien died to a saber? There's quite a few. Vader killed more people with his bare hands. The games as well. We won't count the games. Did I know that the AT-AT in Empire Strikes Back is stop motion? That makes sense. Yeah, I couldn't have told you that, but that does make sense. Never watched a Star Wars movie, but you have the Millennium Falcon. It's iconic. It is iconic. The Millennium Falcon is I think, one of the most iconic ships in general for movies. The Falcon. You don't even... Stuff like the Death Star. It doesn't beat the Falcon. The Falcon is the Star Wars ship. For anyone that doesn't know Star Wars, it's the Star Wars ship. There it is. If I had to put forward one ship, it'd be the Falcon. After The Mandalorian, have you seen Book of Boba? So Mandoverse, when I refer to Mandoverse, I'm referring to The Mandalorian and all of the shows around it. Like the prequels, originals have their own little pockets in Star Wars. The Mandoverse is Mandalorian and the connected shows. Mando literally takes over an episode of the Book of Boba Fett. And the Book of Boba Fett wasn't for everyone. It was very Godfather, as opposed to regular Star Wars. But if you like The Mandalorian, I'd recommend watching Book of Boba, because Boba's character is fully developed in that. We don't see too much before then. Maybe Clone Wars, but the thing is, for the Ahsoka show, if you want to really experience it, and this is where the problem is with Star Wars, for people that haven't been in the loop for like decades, for Star Wars, if you want to get everything from Ahsoka, you've got to watch Clone Wars, then you've got to watch Rebels, and you know, Clone Wars is 7 seasons, Rebels is 5 seasons, I think, something like that, and that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time spent to Star Wars. Alternatively, you can watch videos like my own, going over what happens in them, especially for Ahsoka, I think we did, and also Bad Batch. But I liked Book of Boba in a way that was different from the Mando. It was very different. Mando was a Western, and Book of Boba was more Godfather, and I appreciate that for Boba. I like the new Boba. No problem. Thanks for hanging. Hello there, Felipe. Yeah, I like the Book of Boba because it was different. It stood out. It didn't try to be... The Mandalorian was the Mandalorian. I think a lot of people hoped the Mandalorian would be Boba Fett. And then when it turned out, I think actually didn't, what's his name that plays Mando, hoped it would have been Boba Fett. Or maybe a Django show, something like that. And then when it turned out that it wasn't, I think a lot of people lost interest straight away just based on that. But I'm happy that Boba got his own show. A few different characters and that. No problem, Promania Bricks. Thanks for hanging. The episode where there wasn't any Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett. Same with Mando. When we had the Mando episode without any Mando. It was a big advertising plot because people that didn't like Book of Boba Fett still felt inclined to watch. And when they go back, rewatch it, they're going to feel inclined to watch because of that one episode. I think that's what it was. It was all marketing and it paid off. But it is odd. It is. Hello there, Commander Blitz. Welcome. Welcome back. I hate that Boba took his helmet off. I will say, yeah, the fact he kept it on and then there was the whole... He wanted to be like the Mandos because, you know, his father was gifted the armor by a Mandalorian and was trained in the Mando ways. Pass that down to Boba. But then he takes the helmet off, breaking their rule, and does a load of un-Mando things. He's playing on the line of it. But I like that Boba's kind of doing his own thing. He's like, nah, I'm going to do my own thing. And just goes off and Boba's everything. 1/6. Yeah, I definitely... Book of Boba did not go down as well as Disney hoped. That's one of the ones that didn't. But I'm happy they went the way they did. I think it did do Boba justice and also did him in a different way to Legends. Disney, at that point, were trying to bring in, you know, with a Mando, with Boba, with Ahsoka. Luke became the Luke from Legends, which is very different to how we see him in the sequels. Very different. And they didn't want to play into that too much. But Boba's scene in the Mando, we can all agree that was cool. When Boba shows up for the first time, the fight scene with the troopers, he's there elsewhere. But when he shows up with those troopers and just goes through them, that's crazy. That's the Boba we all wanted. I just hope they don't end Boba's story there. Much like Rey, much like... I don't know how much more we'll be seeing of Finn, honestly. But much like those characters, the worst thing they can do is leave them. And that's it. If we get no more on the characters, that's when the characters start to become, you know, oh, well, we could have had, but we didn't. We could have had this, but we didn't. The worst thing Disney can do to a Star Wars character is leave it. They have to give more. Yeah, it's only that sect that believes you can't take the helmet off because you've got, like, Bo, you've got what other fragments? You've got the Mandos on actual Mandalore that stayed behind in some like nuclear radiation zone. And they were all helmets off willy-nilly. Yeah, and then you also have the Halo series. I don't know if any of you have watched the Halo series. I watched the first 2 episodes and I haven't played Halo, so you know I don't have that connection to Halo, but didn't like that as much as Mando. I felt like it tried to be too Mando in the first episode with the helmet and then popping it off. Yeah, not a massive fan of that show. Well, only 2 episodes in. It might have got better from there. Oh, where's the axle? One more of them. Here it is, hidden in the slopes. I wonder if Boba will just show up in the background now. Because Book of Boba set up Boba's place. And like I say, wasn't too popular. So, oh, there you go. The Lego Man. Thank you. As a Halo game addict, the show was pretty bad. You know what? I wasn't expecting that. That was a plot twist. But Yeah, did it stray from the game? Do you think they were advertising to a different audience? Like I said with Book of Boba, they weren't advertising it to the people that grew up with Boba being as, dark as Maul. Almost. Almost. Maul was a little darker. Almost as dark as Maul. Imagine if we got Maul show up and then Maul want to be a Godfather character. That's like the entire Maul plot of Clone Wars, isn't it? The Shadow Collective. We're getting a series on that later this. Maul is Boba. Original trilogy Boba is just prequel trilogy Maul. And sequel trilogy Bounty Hunter that wants to play a more Godfather role. Yeah, we haven't got anyone like that for the sequels, have we? Do I think the Book of Boba, minifigs of Boba, does not have a printed head? Why do I? They didn't, did they? I think Lego were gradually making more Boba parts because we got the printed arms. That was lovely to get printed arms with Boba. We did get them in the set, right? That's not something I bought custom. And then we got the Boba head a bit late, I think. We got the younger. We did end up getting a Boba head. We got the old Scar one, yeah. It's interesting that we did have a Book of Boba. Why do you think the Book of Boba, minifigs of Boba, do not? Yeah, so we did get printed heads with the Book of Boba, but we didn't with Din at the time, did we? I think it's potential. I think Lego saw potential in Boba. They could reuse that for other characters, the younger Boba Fetts, and they do put out Boba Fett quite a bit. And with Book of Boba, I think they were hoping to make more of it. We did get a load of sets out. We got a Microfighter with Boba of the Slave One. We got a playset Scout of the Slave One. We got a few more ships with Boba in, where the Slave One was probably concerned. So maybe because they had so many, but Mando was in all of those. I like the Fallout TV show. Yes, it is brutal, but the two big characters in it are played very well. Again, Fallout, never played any of the games, so I can't relate that to the games, but I do like the Fallout show. Some funny moments as well. They did that well. Right. Oh no, forgot about those two jumper. It's odd that we're getting these jumpers unless they give us some sort of landing gear for the Star Destroyer. Do we think Star Destroyers have landing gear in universe? Hello there, Vader's Brick Empire. Right, and this goes. Let's just plop that there. This goes in here. Am I right in thinking? Yeah, that looks like it lines up. Pop it in and click it into place. Pretty easy the other side. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Vader's Brick Empire. Fallout's a good one. A lot of games have been made into TV shows. Do you think we'll ever get shows around? They just recently redid the Jango Fett game, Bounty Hunter. That's one, not Jango Fett game, but the one with Jango in. Bounty Hunter. That could be a decent show, especially for Tem to do. I don't know how much more there is for Boba Fett. There's a little gap just down the front here. What do we think is big old footprint for this? This would take up an entire shelf of mine. The Ghoul and the guy. Oh yeah. And onto the gunner. Right, should we go one more? How many more pieces? Because this is the entire wing, isn't it? What else have we got left to do for this? We're about 2/3 through. We've got the other panel for the right side. This bit here. We've also got the piece on top. So that's 9, 10. Okay, that's the next two bags. And then we've got the middle piece, which is probably about most of the last three. Oh no, middle piece and then two sides. Yeah, so it's mostly. Oh, where were we? No problem, Atomic Bricks. Probably going to wrap this up now, because Saturday will probably go a bit longer if we have to finish in this. We're up to bag 10. So we've done bag 1 through 5, and then 1 through 6, 7, 1 through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 10, 11 on this side. 12 is sort of the base, 13, 14, then the next 2 bits on top. And this is all the pieces we've got left. 3 figures, including Cal Kestis. I think they're going to leave Cal to the end, but I'm happy with the figures we got so far. A nice array as well. We got a gunner and a trooper left to build, and then of course Cal Kestis. But I'll make note of that page afterwards. That is going to be all for today. So what do I think of the minifig? Oh, I haven't looked at that yet. Wait, whilst we're here, let me see if I can go through the stream. That's a good point, because trying to search for videos a lot harder on YouTube than you'd expect. Someone that doesn't watch a few. So yeah, let's get this up. I will go have a little look. But that is all for today's stream. I feel like this Star Destroyer is coming along pretty well. So as for building, apparently you can get this built in 2-3 hours. If any of you have got this built in 2-3 hours, please do let me know. That is impressive. That is quite quick to build this, and I think it's possible. I'm not saying it's hard to do, but yeah, it's not half bad. No problem, George. I parted this one out. So this is parted out. I am missing a few pieces. If you watch very closely, you'll see the odd recolor, but I'm also looking at getting the stickers for this. So I would like to get, there you go. I would like to get all the stickers done. We've got a big sticker on the front there, and we've also got the screens on the inside. They're missing their stickers. Oh, and the podiums at the front. Yes, need to get the podiums at the front. But I parted this one out. So this has essentially cost me nothing, been completely free, which is lovely. So yeah, always the best. When you can get free Lego, why would you settle for anything else? Why would you settle? I am looking at parting out all the other sets in Star Wars massive collection, but that will be all for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, George. Sorry you arrived at the end, but you get to watch the whole thing back maybe another time. It's a bit late, isn't it? 10 o'clock. Maybe start it now, and members will get early access to tomorrow's video as well. So thank you all for watching. Till next time, may the bricks be with you. See you, Great Snow Blizzard. May the bricks be with you, George. May the bricks be with you, Commander Blitz. May the bricks be with you, Great Snow Blizzard. Didn't say that. May the bricks be with you, Atomic Bricks. May the bricks be with you, Patrick. Thank you all for watching. Excited to finish this up on Saturday, but don't forget about Fortnite tomorrow, and may the bricks be with you always.